and we got checks all on the wish list. Couldn't predict it from hanging with the wrong audience to running this show. I'm finally living, but in them again, and I didn't know. Didn't know I get this green. The chicks that used to scream got me up in their dreams. I didn't know, didn't know I come out clean. The only time the homies see me is on TV screen. I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know.
What up, people? Good morning, good evening, or whatever time period you're in. This is your host, Wiz, aka Wizard, aka Wiz Fiasco, aka the Wiz only. And why they call me Wiz? Because you cannot fathom the wizardry. They're going to get down with the sickness, that black sickness, baby. And it's the Life and Time podcast. We talk about life. We talk about what's going on, pop culture, and we just give our take and our opinions on it. So if you don't like our take and our opinions, then go on somewhere. And I'm here with KZ. Say what's up, man. DJ KZ, the truth.
What's up, y'all?
I lied. KZ, say it again. I had you turn down. Say it again. What? Say it again. I had you turn down.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy DJ KZ the Truth. But you should call me Sovereign for now. But I know y'all don't know that now. So.
Oh shit. I see your DJ and it's taking the fuck to a whole nother level, man.
Yeah, I had to change my name for a little bit. It's for a project I'm doing, so.
Oh, a project. I feel it. So pretty much did your website like go the way you wanted to go? I remember y'all was working on the website.
It did, but I wanted to change some stuff. The site's not up anymore right now. Me and my homeboy are redoing some stuff because I ain't like it was fine, but I wanted it to look better than it did, so I wanted to redo it.
Okay. What you posted on the site?
Just links to our stuff, other people who are with us, and just stuff like that for now. Just like crazy. So I was like, well, until the site gets back up, people go on the Instagram, SoundCloud, or our little radio station we do, or we do podcasts or music and stuff like that. So until then, that's where everybody goes. And although those are still going to be up, it's just the website puts everything in one spot. So.
Okay, I feel it. I like that. I like that, man. You making.
Although those are still going to be up, it's just.
Okay, I like that, man. You making some moves out here. I actually approve. I approve of your moves. Good stuff.
Appreciate it.
And let me just go. I already told you in the backstage. I'm gonna just say it. I've been sick, man. I've been dying. I'm not dying. It felt like it. Working with these kids and shit. Managing other people's children. They're fucking germ factories. Haven't been sick in almost a year. Start working with little people. I'm dying now. Don't go into public help. Don't help these people. Don't trust them. Because you're gonna end up dead or dying. Because I've been fucked up for the last week and a half. And then already with the work schedule, we can't even coordinate when the hell we're gonna go on. Finally found the time to do it. Spring break, baby. But, yeah, man. That's pretty much what's been happening so far. I've been gaming and stuff like that. Oh, I gotta do a game review of Hollow Knight. I forgot. I was gonna invite this one dude on here. He fucking aced my challenge. We couldn't coordinate though. I don't know if he, I bet $300 to people that they couldn't beat his challenge. They couldn't beat Hollow Knight in 3 days. And like a lot of people that like think they're like the hot dogs at gaming, like the best. they fucking just either couldn't do it or they outright refused. And I was like, man, see, this goes to show, man, this type of stuff that really shows who's a real gamer and who's not. Don't be on no basic ass game that's for the masses where you just get on and you're just like shooting shit or it's a camera behind the guy's shoulder. You're a real true gamer, like a beast gamer, when you can get on a game and just you'll find your zone, find your rhythm, or you play all games. And like this one dude, his name's Lieutenant Salt on Twitter. I mean, on Twitch, my bad. Lieutenant Salt on Twitch. Well, I think it is Twitter too. Yeah, he's real cool as fuck, man. Dude fucking beat Hollow Knight. Literally, I was watching this dude stream for like 6 hours the first day. I caught some of it. Then like Saturday, dude just streamed all damn day and was just going ham on the game, trying to find everything. And it wasn't even just for the money. It was just for the fact that the game was really good. And I just wanted to push the game out there for people so folks could see the game and be like, hey, this is a pretty cool ass game. Because Hollow Knight, it's one of those classic gems, man, that a lot of people aren't fucking around with. And
what is the game? I never heard of it.
It's a PC exclusive. It's pretty much like, you ever played the old school Zelda?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's pretty much like that, or like Castlevania or Metroid. It's like a new genre established like after the 90s called Metroidvania. It's like Castlevania, you know, the old 2D Metroid games, and it's basically like it's kind of open. It's like open world before there was a true established open world in 3D terms. And you basically like navigate around this 2D world, and you're like fighting with bugs and stuff like that. And it's basically inspired by Dark Souls as well. And you're like a little bone, like a skeleton looking little dude in a cloak, and basically you have like a nail as your sword, and you basically are trying to put the world back together from darkness. It's pretty much like Dark Souls except with bugs. And it's a really good game. It's very like Zelda inspired. And I was like, this is the Zelda game people were talking about. This is the Zelda game that people wanted. Like it's a really good game. And you just sink so many hours into it. And like I find that when you beat it, you get like 70% of the way, and it's like 1/3 of the game. Even if you do get 70%, it's like 1/3. Because I have a friend who beat it, and he beat it at 120%. So it's a great game, man. Lots of neat things to do. Not lots of neat things to do as far as exploring and trying to like 100% the game. And the combat is simple. It's just you got your jump button, which is, you know, A, I guess, unless you're on a keyboard. Then you got your hit button, which is, you know, B. What the fuck would it be? I don't know what my Steam controller, my Xbox controller. It'd be X. So A for jump, X is the hit. Or if you're on PlayStation, it won't even be on. It's not even on PlayStation. So I'm not even gonna mention PlayStation because it's on PC. So it's like A to jump, X is the hit, B is use your magic, and then like you got Y, which is like your dream nail, and you basically enter into like enemy's dreams. And like if it's like a powerful enemy, like a boss that you just defeated, then you can enter into their dream and fight them at like a higher level of difficulty. And it's like a whole new layer of game, like a whole new, like literally meta. Like, let me go fuck this guy up in his mind. And it's a real good game. And I can tell Dark Souls is taking off further and further now. Because now with that game, if you die, you got to go get your soul back. And your soul will fight you back. Strangely enough, it'll have the same powers that you have, and it'll try to fight you. And you have to fight your soul to get it back. And it's like and it's just basic combat, just X to hit and A to jump, and you just gotta like maneuver your way to dodge, and you can dash too. Triggers the dash. It's a real good game, man. I recommend if you're on PC, get it. Is it coming to consoles? I don't know. I'm not gonna say no. There was rumblings about Switch. Why the hell would they go to Switch? I don't know. It seems like it could be a game that could be on the Nintendo. Like as far as it being so small. The only thing about it is, like keeping it real, the Nintendo fan base, they're a bit casual and kiddie. Like they wouldn't really fuck with a game that's that hard, man. They just wouldn't. They just wouldn't, man. It really demands the most of you, like patience. Because when I watched my boy Jack Move Johnny, he was live streaming it, and he just was getting so frustrated with the whole navigating the whole map. But yeah, it's a good game, man. If you get a piece, if you got a laptop, it don't take that much to run. But you know, you get a laptop, you can just run it 60 frames or whatever, 1080p, and it just runs nicely. And it's just a basic game, man. So that's my game recommendation. You got any game recommendations?
If you're a Pokemon fan, Crystal came out a month or two ago. I would also say Dragon Ball Z Fighter Z.
I said
it wrong. But Dragon Ball Fighter Z. My bad. And I think that's about, let me think. Oh, there's this new game I heard about, A Way Out or something. It's like 2 people have to play co-op. Something like that. It looks pretty interesting.
I just watched some dudes play that. It looked pretty neat. It got spoiled for me, so I don't know if I'll get it. Plus, you need to have a reliable partner.
Yeah, what you mean it got spoiled for you? You watched to the end or something?
Yeah, I watched till the end. I watched them live stream it. It's probably a 5 or 6 hour game. Yeah, I actually remember now the guy that was talking about that game, the guy that made it. It's like an indie game. He was at the Video Game Awards and he was straight slandering the Oscars. I don't know. He was at the Video Game Awards and he was just like, "Fuck the Oscars," and he just blew up from there. And I guess now people just kind of fuck with him. And but I don't think the game's popular because of that. I'm pretty sure it's a good game from what I've watched. It had a lot of shit. I'm not gonna spoil the ending, from what happened to me, but it looks like a pretty neat game, man. And it's got multiple endings, so that's good. So you got a little brother or something like that. Go check that out. And I did play Fighter Z. I'm still on the fence about getting it. It ain't it's a corrupt game company or nothing like that. It's just I don't like the practice of you get 8 characters. They'll be disclosed later. And it's it's better than Marvel vs. Capcom with their whole a week later, literally a week after the game dropped, on the Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever, we show you a trailer for Monster Hunter. But it's with Fighters, they just said there's 8 characters, and you're so I got to pre-order to get the 8 characters or some shit? Okay. And it was I decided I'm just going to wait till a Steam sale or something. And from what I played of the game, it didn't really help me to want it more, because it felt very it felt basic. It felt Arc Systems game as far as, tag system and stuff like that. But it was fun playing as the characters, but the characters are I won't say they're clones, but they have a lot of they have a lot of clone moves. Everyone, the best move, the most well-known move in Dragon Ball Z is the Kamehameha Wave, not the Spirit Bomb, the Kamehameha Wave. Cell knows it, Gohan knows it. They got fucking Teen Gohan from the Cell Saga with doing the signature move where his dad's beside him and he's blasting with the one arm.
That's my favorite Gohan.
That's probably everybody. Yeah, that's probably everyone's favorite Gohan. And then you also got Goku. You got Super Saiyan God Goku, I guess. You got Goku Black.
Yeah, they're different characters.
Yeah, but Goku, Super Saiyan God Goku, and Goku Black. It's just I just built a fucking team of Gokus and just did the fucking Hadouken move and just kept shooting Kamehameha waves. And then I got Teen Gohan, and then I got Adult Gohan on the team. And I was like, where the hell is Goten? I just realized. They had Gotenks, but they didn't have Goten. So I was just kind of That's kind of like I wanted to build the whole Go family together. They don't separate though. They just kind of they fight as one.
They ain't no point in separating them because they never brought them up to be separated. They'll just have them as a fusion.
Yeah, that's true. Gotenks is a way cooler character. Probably one of my favorite things about Dragon Ball Z, at least post Frieza. I mean, post Frieza. After Frieza, I just didn't give a fuck, and I just felt like yo. And then I didn't even like Cell. But after Frieza, the best moment for me in Dragon Ball Z was seeing Gotenks fight with Majin Buu, and like they're both kid-like minds, and they're like using their powers in the most creative. I was like, that's what I'm talking about. That's what Dragon Ball Z needs, not this power crawl jobber bullshit where it's like he was the most powerful, now he's the most powerful. Cause like your audio ain't matching your visual, man. Y'all ain't doing shit for the shake up the show that y'all are powerful. But I guess Dragon Ball Super fixed that. From what I'm hearing, there's multiple universes now. Multiple universes.
It's already over now.
Yeah, I heard it ended. I think I watched the final battle on Twitter. It was the final battle like them fighting Jiren.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Jiren's... I watched the last episode.
Okay. I don't want to. I mean, would it be spoilers? Really, I'm pretty sure like people who wanted to watch it watched it. I don't give a fuck. Anyway,
it's not really spoilers because you kind of knew it was gonna happen anyway. Like it's not like the universe is gonna get erased.
So Jiren's oh, go ahead.
He's not a bad guy. What I'm saying is, Dragon Ball Super is based between the Buu saga and the end of Dragon Ball Z. So it makes it where you already know that the universe wasn't gonna get destroyed anyway. And then how it ended was kind of stupid. But I mean, the fight was cool, but I just didn't like how it ended. But hey, it is what it is, I guess.
Oh, a lot of people didn't like how it ended. So I didn't know that it took place. So basically, they erased like a little bit of the midsection of the epilogue of Dragon Ball Z. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, well, not really. It's like they put Super in between that, so you can be like, okay, well, this is what happens. I don't know if you ever watched the last episode of Dragon Ball Z, but there was a time skip.
Yeah, I remember because Goku came back as a ghost and saw his great granddaughter or some shit.
No, not that. That's the movie. But it's another one where it's a time skip on the episode. And what's it called? I think Go Tanks. I mean, not Go Tanks, but yeah, Goten and all. They were older. Pan and all them were there and stuff.
Then I remember. It's been a long time since I saw that last episode of Z. I just remember that Goku came. He went with the dragon, and then he came back, and he was like, Goku came back for a tournament, and he saw like Pan, I guess.
Oh, that was the movie. It happened a couple times, but yeah, and there was a movie where he had his great grandson or something. Goku Jr. It was Goku Jr. And it had him and Goku came back as well. I don't think he was a ghost because I don't know. It's confusing because Dragon Ball GT, it don't make sense because Goku got younger, and so he just grew up again. So it's like I don't know, it don't make sense.
I gotta admit. Girl. Oh, what's up, Lady in Red?
Hey.
I just gotta admit, I liked the beginning part of GT until it got to the baby saga. I liked the whole adventure stuff. It brought me back to the days of Dragon Ball, and I guess that's what they were trying to go for. And it kind of made sense with the power stuff. Even though Trunks should have been a little bit more powerful, it made sense to have them. They weren't like the most powerful beast of people, and I kind of like that. And then the Baby Saga, I didn't really care for the Baby Saga, but Baby Saga seemed like it was trying to force Vegeta to get on the level of Goku. And then my man, he absorbed Gohan. I was like, oh shit. And like Gohan really wasn't portrayed as beastly as he should have been. I mean, I don't give a fuck. He's Ultimate Gohan. Toriyama stated that Gohan was the most powerful non-fusion character at the end of Z. Okay? He didn't need no fusion. He was the most powerful, period. So that's why I didn't bother watching Super either. Because from what I heard, everyone's put their hands together on Goku's forehead and dude's hair turned blue. And it was like, take that. Here's an excuse for why Goku really can beat Superman. And it's like, that's just some silly shit. Where the fuck was that at when y'all was fighting Brawly? Yeah, I know Brawly's nonfiction. I'm just saying. I just felt like, I just felt like Dragon Ball Super is like borderline fan fiction, except it's done by the creator. So it's like fan service. That's just my take on it. I'm gonna piss a lot of people off. I'm gonna get cursed out. So yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Oh, and Jiren, I saw Jiren that fight. That was cool as hell. I like that whole. I'm glad they brought my man Frieza back. My dog Frieza, yeah. And Frieza and Goku teamed up. So I had to like watch that clip just to see Frieza and Goku in action together. And that was cool seeing them fight. And what the fuck was 17 doing? Like, what the hell? So it's a tournament, like, I don't know.
He wasn't strong enough to. They needed somebody to take the fall. I mean, not the fall, to take the win. So they had him just be the winner while they sacrificed themselves to win.
So Goku and Frieza and Jiren, they're all dead?
No, they weren't dead. They just, the universe who wins don't die. It's just who's ever has the most teammates on the arena wins, and whoever's the last one standing gets the wish.
Oh, I don't know, man. I don't watch fucking Super, man. It just, I was like, nah. But anyway, man, Lady in Red, what's going on?
Nothing much. Finally,
what's with your mic?
Hello?
What's with your mic?
I don't know. I got my headphones on.
Yo, you might need to unplug the headphones or something. Them headphones. They got you sound like a robot.
Hello?
Should be $2.
Oh, that much better.
Anyway, nothing. Just got done celebrating my birthday.
Yeah, you're still messed up.
You didn't even text me happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday. Sorry, I was sick. Sorry, I forgot.
Casey, didn't I tell you?
No, I didn't forget. I knew.
Casey, didn't I tell you? This makes it how many years in a row?
No. First off, we already established that I knew when your birthday was. We were talking about it prior. I told you I was sick. So
I was actually there.
Mm-hmm.
So sorry, I was sick and I had to go to urgent care.
I knew. I mean, you what you had. I didn't want you around me. What you had. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah, I would have been coughing.
But
sick, and then I was laid out all day.
She's saying you didn't text her nothing. You should text her happy birthday.
Sorry, I didn't text you happy birthday on account of me being not conscious and laid out and then going to urgent care. So sorry. I probably should have texted Thursday.
You can never go wrong when it's early.
Well, your mic's still botting out, man. You need to fix that. You probably should like leave and come back or something.
Well, I don't know what's going on. I guess
it's the headset.
Then buy me one.
What's that got to do with anything? I'm just saying you sound like nasty. It's hurting people's ears.
I can't afford a headset right now. I got too many things. My hands is tied up into too many things right now.
I don't know what you're saying. You should just unplug it.
She said she can't afford to buy a headset. She got too much stuff going on right now.
That's cool. I'm not saying buy a headset. I'm just saying,
How
like,
is it he can understand exactly what I just said, but you can't?
To be fair, baby
it's in and
girl,
out.
I got super hearing, so it's different.
He been like the hearing part for years.
It sounds like you're going. You should like just unplug it or
Stock
something,
went down.
because like I've had viewers say that we need to like make sure we can be heard, and that's not helping.
Well, then I'll talk to y'all later then.
I can't hear you. Why can't you just unplug your headphones? She's not going to unplug her headphones, or I don't know what she said. I wasn't. Hello? Well, everyone's dead. All my friends are dead. All my friends are dead. Shoot me in the head. Oh, KZ's here. I thought you were dead.
Oh, damn it. I didn't mean to say that.
Is she here? Tell her to unplug her headset and put it back in and see if that works.
Oh, snap. I don't know. Baby girl, you still there? One, two.
I don't know. I'll just tell her to unplug her headset.
Say something.
Oh, I was who, me or her? I was trying to tell her. Just I turned her up. I don't
hear her anymore. I think it's something else.
I just don't want that garwood shit to be loud as hell, and people tune in and they'll be like, "What the fuck?" My homeboy was listening. He was like, "Just make sure the sound's good," because it annoyed him that one. I think it was like an old episode we did a while ago. He listened to, and he was like, "Your sound was fucked," and it made me mad, and I didn't want to listen. And I'm like, "I feel you. We got to get that situated." But let's just, while she works on that, let's just go ahead and talk about let's talk about this march, man. So what do you think about this March for Life thing? People over here marching and stuff like that. March for Life.
I don't explain what they're doing.
Pretty much after that whole shooting, we've had another shooting. Like what? This is like the third or fourth this year. I can't keep track of them. I just know it's the common occurrence in America. Gun violence, and then you got fucking mass attacks. It's like the third or fourth, I believe, this year.
Just in 1 year?
I believe in 1 year. If it's the third or fourth, then it might be, and if it's not this year, then it might be like in the last 5 or 6 months. But I believe it's the third or fourth in this year, though. I stand by that. Because there was a church shooting as well. There was a church shooting too.
That was a while ago.
No, there was one recently.
Like months recently?
Yeah, within this year. It was like a church shooting or some shit. And there was a bombing in Austin.
I'm not going to count that one. Cause...
I mean, yeah, but as far as attacks and stuff like that. But yeah, it's mainly about the guns, though.
Yeah, I know. That's why I ain't counting now. Because then, they'll try to count that one in it, but it can't really because it's a bomb. You can make a bomb pretty much with anything.
Yeah.
I can hear you. I think I can hear you now. But yeah.
I turned up. I don't hear nothing.
Yeah, I can hear you now, baby girl.
What?
Oh.
I said I can hear you now.
No, she lost. I thought I heard something, and then it went out. Well, pretty much, yeah. Like I was saying though, man, it's like the major ass shooting again. If it's not the third or fourth this year, then it's like within the last 5 months.
What's the march supposed to do?
No,
It's
it's
pretty
been
much
17 shootings within this year alone.
Oh God, you said it's still gargled, but say that again one more time though. I heard something about shooting this year.
I
She said
said
there's
17.
17 this year?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you
Jeez.
so surprised?
I didn't think it was that many. Damn, it's become so
It's
normal.
actually not re-
Been reported on the
That's-
news that there's been a total of 17.
Oh God. Okay, listen. If you like, do me a favor, like leave and come back.
I'm gonna just sign off. Y'all have a good conversation because apparently nothing that I do is working. I don't even hear it on my end, so I don't know if it's you personally or what. So y'all have a good show because apparently nothing that I do is working.
Oh, okay, I guess.
And I'm not gonna sit here and stress about it or whatever because these are the same headphones I've been using on my phone and on my laptop, and nobody has any problems.
3, 4.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's the.
Like nobody has any problems. I use this on my phone, and when I did stuff on my laptop, nobody had any problems except you.
I mean, it's not really me. I mean,
You're the only one.
I mean, there's nothing I can do. I don't know what
Issues.
I mean, I don't know what you want me to say. I mean, I'm not doing anything to change the thing. It's just the internet connection, Google Hangouts. I don't know. And usually, if you just leave and come back, it'll be fine.
Maybe you need to stop using Google Hangouts.
Well, maybe you're right. I probably should stop using Google Hangouts and go through OBS. I mean, I still have to use YouTube though, but I get, you know what I mean. As far as the live streaming thing, you start to use YouTube. But yeah, just leave and come back. Then we'll work it. Then we'll talk about leaving later. Just come back. You still got the link. Just come back. Is she gonna come back? I don't know. Cause like there ain't really nothing you can do. I mean, I'm the initiator. And ain't nothing like being used internet wise. It's just me on the internet. But like, let's just go back to the topic anyway. Let's just go back to the topic. The main thing is the shit ton of shootings. It's fucking crazy. People are tired of it. And then the sad part is like folks are trying to say, oh, it's the left. Nah, you motherfuckers are the worst. The new narrative now is to attack the left wing or some crazy shit.
I don't feel like it's gonna change anything.
I think the best we can do is just like it's hard. It's even hard for me to fucking say get a common sense grip on it because it's hard to tell a group of people that. It's just we need to like realize, yo, first off, why aren't cops at the schools? That should not even be a fucking thing to worry about as far as money. That should be automatic. Any public area or like mainly kids and shit, have cops there. The end. Second off,
Well,
I mean,
as simple as
they're trying to arm people with
the
guns.
simple solutions.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, with the simple solution to a lot of things, no one likes the simple solution, so they're going to make a big deal about it. Plus, other people have agendas, and so they're going to use those things to get what they want. So they're going to make things worse than what they are. And even like if you say, oh, I'm trying to get rid of guns, would that really stop somebody else from getting a gun who isn't supposed to get a gun? Not really. So it's all just playing the game. Now,
True.
you could be like you just said, they could be precautious about it, but you know, nobody thinks common sense half the time. So
Yeah, like they say, it's the. I agree that it starts with the whole mental thing, but the problem is though, you don't give a fuck about the mental or the kids, because like people, that one kid that did the high school shooting in Florida, people were all over Facebook, I believe, and they were like talking about this kid like he's a bit loony. Your boy's loony, just shit like that. So they were labeling this dude as loony and just being fucking goofy, and we had warning about this. So folks trying to say it's the fucking mental. At the end of the day, you're not gonna know who's got issues in what life or what in life, man. The main thing that you can do is just take precautions to make sure the killer doesn't have a knife. And I'm not saying take away our right to use guns, because nobody's saying that. It's just the narrative that's being spread around. It's just like, let's make it harder to do that stuff. Because if somebody's upset, they won't just go out in the streets and go get shit. Because we literally have, I think I said this in a previous episode, we literally have a goddamn Craigslist for guns. Okay? We push a gun culture. Yes, it's a Craigslist for guns. Like literally, you can sell guns. People just sell guns to each other randomly, and you can sell it with the permit or without the permit. It doesn't matter. Everyone can get a gun.
Like how you said, make it harder. That's not gonna change. Getting a gun easier, because just because legally you make it harder, it's already hard legally anyway. So legally, if you try to do it and make it hard on people who can legally do it, that's just making it hard on them. Criminals and people who, just like how you said, can sell it on eBay, Craigslist, and do it that way, that's not going to stop them. Or just like if you were talking about drugs, just because drugs are illegal, does that mean people not do them?
Yeah, I mean, I agree to an extent, but they want to blame it on the mental as well. And it's like, but you can't do shit about people's mental either. You can't do shit. I mean, even when you warn people, like that kid, folks have plenty of signs and warn folks about people with mental illness and stuff like that. Like, there's nothing to do.
You want to know another thing, though?
What?
A lot of times people don't want to take responsibilities for their own actions, so they're going to use anything they can to be blamed on something that they probably could have stopped, but they want to blame it on something else.
Yeah, like video games.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. My thing is though, it's like, though, yeah, like what like I was saying about the whole Craigslist for guns thing. Now everybody knows about it, but as well, it narrows the search down though, because like people, like you said about, like you were talking about drugs, anyone can do drugs. Yeah, that still doesn't keep the pharmacy from handing out pills all willy nilly and shit. You still gotta go. Like when I was fucked up and sick for a week, I still had to freaking go myself and go to the freaking hospital.
Okay, go to Walmart without. Well, I tried to buy some cold ID and everything.
Yeah, yeah, that's just all I'm saying. Like, I feel you though. Like, it makes it easy. Like, it's still easier to get stuff. You can't stop a killer from being a killer, but you can't stop. I think you can stop someone from technically being crazy if we like monitor how our health is and stuff like that, and actually give a damn about the water and stuff like that. But that's just a whole nother subject. The main thing I'm saying is
you're actually right. Stop everything.
Yeah.
It would help a little bit. And people, I hate to say this, but our people, we don't believe it's for mental health like that. And a lot of us probably need to get that. And that's the problem right there. But it would be a good idea for people to not only do what you were talking about, where check what you're eating, because the kids, you can mess up people like that with all these chemicals and stuff in your brain. You also need to learn about your mental health, other people's mental health, being around different things, because a lot of people nowadays are crazy as crap, but no one wants to say that.
Exactly, man. Like, people, the main thing is, as a whole, if we want to stop this shit, we got to improve our quality of life. And folks, I'm not trying to harp on the gun thing, like that's the end all be all, but like that's the main way that things are getting done to people that can fuck up a lot of people. And the shit that these folks have, Well, I was gonna say this. The
What
shit
you
that
mean? You mean
like
talking
it's
about like just
where it ends there. Like pretty much, let's say with all these mass shootings, right? That all starts with how we take care of ourselves and how we eat. We can't control how people eat. We can just influence you and show you what to do and how to do a better life. And as far as taking care of people's children and their health and stuff like that, the services are out there. You know, people's bodies are fucked up and destroyed with toxins, and then they go and have more kids, and those toxins aren't natural to the kid's body, so they try to reject the parents, and they have premature births. Just kind of my theory that's kind of partially supported.
you got half of that right, and you're missing the other half because you got some people who just crazy and don't need kids. I also feel like
Oh yeah,
before a
that's
person shouldn't be able. This may be controversial, but I feel a person should have a mental evaluation before they even have kids because I feel some people just don't need children.
fact, man, fact. And the other thing, because I was talking to a friend, and she had a kid that was prematurely born, and she did everything she could within the services that
How
were
would you go
allowed to
about
her.
doing that?
So what, huh?
You talking about getting evaluations on people
Yep.
before they have kids?
Yep. How would you go about doing that?
Let me see. There's two ways. Now, the first way is gonna sound messed up, but it is what it is. Now, they could force people to do this. You have birth control, but I know how people are with freedom
Which
and all
is not
that.
100%
So I do.
effective.
Yeah, it's not
I
100%.
she ain't even let me finish it.
No, because how can you say they should evaluate somebody before having kids when you really can't control other people's actions? You got drunk people that have sex. You got people out there that get raped and just so happen to get pregnant. So it's so many scenarios on how pregnant.
No, I understand that,
So
but
how would you go? And they could have a mental thing, but there's so many things that can happen to how they can get pregnant. So how would you develop a way to have a screening saying this person can't have kids? How would you go about doing that? That's I want to know how.
She makes a great point, but I want to point out this. Not saying anything about Lady in Red, but people who have that type of question and mentality like Lady in Red, it easily happens overseas. Like folks say you can't have absolute gun control. Well, it happens over in Australia. They haven't had a mass shooting in I think since the 90s with absolute gun control. No one can have a gun unless you're like I don't know, something special like a cop or something. And then as far as the child controlling birth thing, that happens over in China. Yeah, that's in China.
So how's their government?
I'm not saying it's. I'm not saying it's.
I'm saying how is their government run compared to America?
Yeah, that's why I said like that's why I think
a little different.
Yeah, that's why I say it's a little different in America.
Our government system has been it's been from the beginning. How could you possibly have a screening saying this person should not have kids? And there's different scenarios because you still got people out there that will do, like I said, I have a friend in high school. She wasn't planning on having kids. Unfortunately, she got raped and she got pregnant. Luckily, she was in her right mind, but she could have been a mental person and really you would have believed that she would have kids, but somebody forced that upon her. Now she got a kid.
Those situations you just brought up, that one right there, that's something that just can't be helped because.
But you said,
that's not what I'm not talking about.
Evaluate everybody. My thing is this.
Yeah.
My point being is there's no way you can possibly.
I know this is the same as with the laws you have now. The people are gonna slip through the cracks. This is what it is.
Then you say birth control. Hell, there's no the only way to not get pregnant is not to have any type of intercourse at all. That's the only way that you can 100% not have kids. Everything else, it reduces the chance, but there's a chance that it may slip through and happen. So you can come up with all these contraceptives and they always say not 100% effective.
I know, and most people don't use them anyway, but
So whether you tell them, well, you can force them to say, well, you're going to do this, but hey, it's not always guaranteed.
And even then, like I said before, most
If
people
that's the
don't
case,
use them
you're
anyway.
gonna
So
tell you're gonna basically saying you're going to snip and tie, which sometimes the tying can get undone. That has happened.
I wasn't gonna get all that. That's kind of a little extra. But
But
I
they're
mean,
mental, so they shouldn't have kids. So you want to tie them, right? You see what I'm doing. I'm being the devil's advocate right now on your thing.
I know what you're doing,
So
and I
basically,
mean, like
they're
I
saying
said, some people don't.
there's no way
I'm,
unless the only way for you to say these person don't deserve kids is they 100% don't have anything.
okay, let me ask you this though. So you feel everybody deserves to have a kid? I'm not saying my
I'm
own.
not
All I said
saying
was a
my thing is
suggestion.
there's some people not kid, but who am I to say they can't have a child? And basically, you my thing is you're not can't nobody watch you 24/7. You got people in jail that don't even get watched 24/7, and stuff happening.
No, I know that. That's
So
why I was
how can
saying,
you
like,
create something to say where they don't deserve it? So we're gonna find a way where they can't have it. There's no possible way, honey.
but I never said it was a possible 100% way. Just like I said with the laws,
There's no way.
there's always gonna be somebody.
Let me swing it.
Let
me swing the discussion back around. What Lady in Red saying has a strong point. Basically, what she's bringing with the pregnancy thing is you can't make things absolute. And then pretty much what Casey's saying is you can't really basically what Casey was saying as far as the childbirth was you can't prevent crazy. And basically all I'm trying to lead all that up to is the fact that that's why it all ends with how the destruction happens, which is the guns. And I'm not saying take them away, but I'm saying the kids that are marching have a good point. Like we need to like make it hard to get things. And yes, those Craigslist for guns type shit and illegal gun dealings, which is all obviously the government, all on the government as a whole, is letting y'all know. But
they
pretty much once you limit,
like they don't do a thorough background check because I was hearing on the news.
Yeah, exactly.
It was this man on the news that lied about his mental health institute, and it was somehow somebody was actually did their research and found out he had a mental issue or whatnot. But if they wouldn't have done that research, he would have got it because he lied about it.
Exactly. It's like that's where I think it all because like at the end of the day, man, you don't know about no one's health when you meet them in their face. You don't know how they'll deal with the situation. That's why the buck stops at the literal buckshot. Like, because the dudes that shoot up the places that we've had the most, like that Las Vegas thing, he had shit that no one should have. It was literally stuff that you could buy over the counter. Dudes coming through with AR-15s. Like, it's fucking insane. And I do think that those kids have a point marching, and then they're right. Like, there should be stricter gun laws. Like, not saying take away the guns, because people love their guns, but like, that's a whole myth.
This is for both of you.
Okay.
What would you do?
As far as the guns?
Yeah.
I first off, I teach the poor hillbilly ass white people. Yeah, I'm throwing it out there that the fucking people, there's nobody out here trying to take your fucking guns. There's nobody out here that's the government's not gonna fucking come out here and try to oppress you. You're already being oppressed already. So please stop with the retardation. No one's trying to fucking attack your liberties and shit like that. And if they were, a goddamn gun's not gonna help. How about you learn how to use a computer? And also feed your kids healthily and stop fucking letting them wild out. Actually discipline them. That's all I'm gonna say on that.
And even the law makes it where you can't be really discipline your child a certain way.
Listen, man, you can scare them. You can yell at them.
Because apparently, I was told. Now, it could be wrong, but I was told in the school system. Okay, back when I was coming up, when we was all coming up, you did something in school, and parents had to come up there. You got your butt towed up right there, right then and there, in front of all your friends, teachers, whoever, and you know you won't ever do it again because your behind got embarrassed, and you got a whooping at that.
Oh shit!
These days, now they say you cannot legally whoop your child in the school building. You have to check them out and do that elsewhere.
Oh, hold on. This dude's in the comment section. Stricter laws will prevent further chaos. We can't expect change without changing something. I completely agree, Michael. We didn't like. No one's saying like let's just wipe it out, and make this a fucking a Reich order, you know. But we're saying like people try to. It's mainly just the NRA spreading propaganda, and then all the arguments you see on the internet and stuff. It's just coming from bots.
Well, you know that they're gonna always do that.
Yeah, because
Like
if they care so much about gun rights, oh, go ahead.
They're gonna make it worse. When a lot of stuff happens, they're gonna tell you stuff that's not. They'll either throw extra things in there to make it worse than what it is, so people will do these things to make a panic. But you know, it.
Yeah, like it's hilarious. They literally have on signs called stricter gun laws and stuff like that. And then hilariously enough, they'll be like, dumbass kids want to take away the guns. Maybe you should be old enough to vote for you having a paint. It's like, I guess you're not reading the signs, huh? It's just hilarious to me, man.
It's on both ends though.
Yeah, it is on. It's a little
because you have people on the other end who are saying what you said, but then you have the other people who have no idea what they're talking about. And then when because I was listening, I was on YouTube like a few weeks ago, and they were talking about this, and they were like asking people, do they know the difference between an automatic or a semi-automatic? And then when people use that word, they were like, oh well, that one it's more deadly or something like that. And then I feel like people should learn more about the guns, and also for the other end, understand where everybody else is coming from. And that's the problem. Everybody's just going back and forth, but nobody wants to have common ground.
Yeah,
I do not agree that. No, my bad. I said I don't agree that they should just completely abolish and be like, okay, well, nobody can have nothing, because I feel like that'll cause a problem. And also, it should be a little more on security and a little more background checks. And I feel like it's in a normal setting, the background checks are good enough. But in what you just said, that's a lot of times how they're getting those guns. Because if you go to a gun show, it's a lot easier to get a gun than just going to one of the shops or something and trying to use, hey, let me get this gun. They got to do all this stuff just for you to get that gun. So they need to go and figure out stuff like that. And that would fix a lot of the problems, because if it's so much easier for you to just be like, well, I'm not going to get the gun legally like that. I'm just going to go to Craigslist, or I'm just going to go to one of these gun shows. And you don't even need a background check to get a shotgun. So
shit's wild, man. But we're going to move on to the next topic. I guess that's a yes.
It's your show.
All right. So let's talk about Lil Dicky, man. Have y'all heard the rapper called Lil Dicky?
One of my favorites.
Yeah, this is a part of the Black Craze, man. That's what this topic's about, the Black Craze. Everyone's going crazy about being black. Everybody's going crazy about black anything. So let's starting off with Lil Dicky, bro. What do you know about Lil Dicky before I start on this?
I love his music video.
Okay,
lady. Talking about his recent music video.
I haven't seen the recent one, but I've seen some previous ones, because the guy that did karaoke when I was in college, he used to always show some Lil Dicky's music videos, and they be so crazy, funny, but I couldn't stop watching it, because I just want to know what the fuck what he got going on. What is this?
Okay.
It was unique. It was unique, other than the same thing of the video vixen shaking their ass.
He started off as a comedian though, so that's where he tries to
right. That's the because when you see music videos, you see the same thing: video vixens shaking their ass all the time. His was different.
Yeah, it's a as far as in this day and age and this whole era. Yeah, it's a pretty nice perspective to have. Pretty fresh take so far. I mean, we've seen this type of hip hop before though with Eminem and such, and like Method Man, Redman, they came in, they did their thing with fun hip hop as well as Busta Rhymes, and then Diddy had his thing as well with like funny stuff, and it's nice to kind of bring that type of vibe back, feel good comedy stuff. We just having a good time, and I like, I guess the video that you haven't seen I'm talking about is Freaky Friday.
I heard it on the radio when they did the world premiere of it, and I heard it on my way to work. I actually was late for work because I wanted to listen to the whole song.
Yeah, I saw when it first debuted and stuff on YouTube or whatever, and I thought it was, when I heard about it, my I guess I don't want to call them a sister podcast, but my homies over at Thought Crimes, they was talking about it, and they was just like, they kind of shitted on it. And I was like, oh man, Lil Dicky, what you do, bro? And I didn't think it was bad of a video. Like, there was like, they didn't like the whole black thing that he was trying to make funny. But it wasn't like, it's okay. Let me just go back. Okay, pretty much the video was basically, if you haven't get from to listen to it, he's one of those rappers where you gotta watch his videos instead, or have something visual to accompany by it. But he pretty much switches bodies with Chris Brown. It's like a Freaky Friday concept that's been done before. And it was just, okay, he switches bodies with Chris Brown. And like, I found it fun in the aspect of, man, what the hell would I do if I was Chris Brown? He's a fuckboy, but I gotta admit, he has a lot of perks. So I found that fun, that aspect. And the only part that had like bothered me, well, I won't say bother me, but it was like, when he dropped the N-word as Chris Brown, it was kind of like, it was like funny, but then it's kind of like, yo, you ain't got to drop the N-word to be, to like have fun, as a black man.
I personally like that he did that, because it made me be like, that's exactly what everybody thinks.
Yeah, it is
so
what white folks real. Yeah, but I feel like when white folks get on that track, they probably gonna be saying that shit. Like,
such a cultural difference, man.
It is a cultural difference. I try to replace that N-word with brother, and sometimes it comes out as an insult.
That's been a whole debate about that one particular word. That has been a debate for a good long while.
Yeah, that's why I feel, you can say it's a free country. Say whatever the fuck you want to say, man.
I understand that they say it is, a lot of them might have agenda to it, but I feel that the word shouldn't be said anyway, but people say it. So I feel if niggas, like I just said nigga, if niggas go around saying nigga,
it's a word that was described as it was shown in a negative light, and they're trying to turn it to something in a positive light. And something that has been used in a negative way for so long, to try to make it a positive thing and trying to embrace it, it is not going to, different generations, different cultures, it is not going to be a common ground with that. It's not making it work.
It just need a new word, because the word gonna still have the stigma to it. That's just like a Jew trying to make
shown in a negative light for so long.
Yeah, like here's the thing. I ain't trying to knock it for that. I find it funny because Chris Brown's delivery. I just I didn't like get upset about it. I just thought, it's Chris Brown writing this. Chris Brown saying it. He's not really white. And Chris Brown, I'm pretty sure Chris Brown wrote his own stuff. Or maybe Lil Dicky wrote it. Or maybe I don't know. Because I'm like, I don't think Chris Brown would write for
Hold on. Why do you feel, even though Lil Dicky didn't say it, why do you feel like that?
Well, pretty much, I was just saying that, like, I'm pretty sure Chris Brown wrote his lyrics.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just saying Chris Brown. I'm pretty sure Chris Brown wrote his lyrics. And then I was thinking about it, and I was going to say, well, maybe they wrote each other's lyrics. But then again, Lil Dicky wasn't saying shit. Whereas Chris Brown had, fucking lines about, like, having fun as Chris Brown. And I was just kind of like, it was more of a Chris Brown song anyway. Like, he was talking about, I got a kid. And he was talking about, I can dance good and I can sing. So I was just thinking, you know, maybe Chris Brown wrote his part, and I just thought it was funny. And Chris Brown has really good comedic delivery, so he made the nigga moment funny, even though it was kind of like we don't need to say it. I typed in the comment section. I said, "Listen, I'm black, and I do everything that Chris Brown was doing, but I do not need to go in the street and say the N word. I just say brother." I just typed that.
We,
I left it.
we self-consciously say it now. It's becoming a word that our culture has embraced it. And my thing, and the thing is, what's so different from this particular song using it when you hear it in every other music in the world.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
it's a self-conscious thing because you know when people greet, what you say, "What's up, my," you know.
You can say it. I don't care if you say it. It's cool.
Oh, you gonna say it?
I mean, you know, when they greet each other, something like, "What's up, my nigga?" You know, there's no harm by it. It's a greeting. It became a sense of a greeting. It could be that word has now been. It could be a greeting. It could be shown as a racist. It could be shown as this. It has formed in so many ways over time. The thing about it is some people say. So you mean tell me? You guys can embrace it and use it however y'all want to, and y'all can call each other this in a negative sense as well. But because we're a different race, we can't say it, and we're maybe saying it not in a derogatory sense.
Yeah, it's just like exactly what you said there. That last sentence. It's like that's what the whole thing. And I'm not trying to make it turn into a whole situation, but like since you're talking about it, I'm just gonna talk about it to keep conversation going. But pretty much. It's seen that line basically shows it's a badge, a honor, a symbol of pride, and it's like it's nothing that you need. It's nothing that can be earned, man. It's kind of like black folks have been getting kicked so far down, and like we need to have a word as camaraderie because black folks can turn lots of poverty and downtrodden into like something to embrace. Like look at hip hop now, possibly the most popular music form that not only carried a culture, not only carried a race, but carried a culture into the pop zeitgeist. Okay, the cultural zeitgeist. Like when you look at hip hop, you're thinking about baggy clothes and shit like that, and just like fashion and just looking fly as fuck and just shiny as hell. That's how popular hip hop is, and sadly, the two ugly things, and possibly three other things associated with that whole rap and with the whole rap culture is going to be one, crack cocaine, or drugs.
Do that one no more though.
Yeah, and then two, that's why I said drugs. And then two, you're gonna have the Lady in Red said that's why she likes Little Dicky. You're gonna why because Little Dicky doesn't have that shit. Is two the whole
I got a question
shaking ass. Wait, let me finish.
No, I'm gonna let you finish. I got a question after you said that part.
Okay, and two, the big booty ass shaking bitches and stuff like the sexual exploitation, and then three, of course, the N word. Those will always be forever associated with hip hop, and
why?
That's it.
Why? Okay, when people say black culture, why is that part of black culture? Why does that have to be?
Because crack literally built hip. It didn't build hip hop, but it was
not the crack part. The second part you said.
Talking about big booty ass shaking culture. Cause man, it's basically derives from the mid to late 70s, man, when people were trying to be sexual after the 60s, and it came full force with the sexual liberation, the rise of porn and stuff like that. They tried to this one side, the people or whatever, the higher ups tried to vilify one side, and they happened to just. And that was the folks that were really downtrodden, but yet trying to speak the truth and try to free themselves from the bullshit system. So pretty much minorities, folks who were against the Vietnam War, and then you had, they labeled them as hippies, and the porn industry because it was taking away the purity. Or was it the 60s? I think it was the 60s. That's where it started. The 60s is where it started.
At one point we was criticized for black women to be that kind of size when we had the big butts. If you go to a museum, there is a lady who had big, large breasts and a butt and was criticized for that. Way back in slavery time.
I believe I know who you're talking about. I think Beyonce was going to portray her, but then people shamed her out of it. Like they were like, I know what you're talking about. Like she basically was like seen as a sideshow freak, and people saw her ass, and and they wanted to fuck her though. Like white folks was fucking her, like looking at her ass, and just just basically treated her like a sexual meat pleasure thing. But they were making fun of it though, and I believe Beyonce was going to portray her, and I think people might have shamed her out of it. Like, you're not thick. Well, you're thick, but you're not as thick as her, or some shit like that.
So how did the big booty came didn't run with our culture? It's always been with our culture because we look like that, and then somehow, in some way, it formed as to sexualize that. But I'm saying, like, how did it was us that adopted that?
I think
because at one point, way back,
I'm saying.
No, but I'm saying at one point we adopted that as far as because way back then it was in like the European style as to being thin.
Yeah, I think what Katie was asking me was how to get mixed as a negative connotation. Like how to everything I was saying get mixed as a negative connotation is what
because that's what sells. That's what sells. That's what sells.
You're kind of right what I was saying, but what I'm saying is I think I should have reworded it right better. What I'm saying is why? Okay, I'm not. We know where it came from and all that, but as of now, why do we still do it? Like.
Because like Lady Red said, sex sells.
It sells.
I know it sells, but that ain't the only thing that sells. Because there's people who proving that's not the only thing that sells.
We noticed. I noticed. He noticed. Everybody noticed. But guess what? It's the easiest way to get coins in a person's mindset.
Yeah, and I was just explaining like how all that stuff was like they're kind of the negatives of hip hop and rap culture. And I was explaining why Casey was asking me like why was it like seen as bad, and I was explaining why it was seen as bad, and it mainly comes from the 60s, like late 60s, early 70s, mainly because that whole purity, trying to keep it pure, and plus it's black.
Not necessarily me saying this being, I wasn't saying that being bad. I'm saying like what you were talking about, like in those videos they choose to do that. And so then people will look at that and be like, okay, well, it's associated with that. And then we already established that, yes, back then, that's where it started. And so as of now, it's going to still be like that. And like she said, easiest thing to sell. Like when you got drugs and you're selling it to kids because it's easy. Because, well, I wouldn't say easy, but it's in their mindsets, it's easier to sell that stuff than it is to do it the other way around to get money. And so I was just asking.
Oh yeah, I feel you. That's mad true.
Yeah.
I mean, but like I'm just gonna go back to what I said before though. I ain't hating on the video though. I thought the video was fun, and and the other thing that kind of bothered me, like besides the end thing, it was the whole Kylie, was it Kendall, the Jenner girl.
Why? Because he wanted to play in his vagina.
Yeah, that shit got mad weird towards the end. Like you ain't had to do all that. Calm down.
Come on, let's be real now.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a point where it's like you ain't got to continue to explain the joke, man. We get it.
I know. Well, that's the kind of comedian he is anyway. He kind of like, you ever watch Daniel Tosh?
Yeah, Daniel Tosh is funny.
Yeah, he'll do stuff like that. But yeah, I mean,
Daniel Tosh does it better though. Daniel Tosh does it better. Like
you're right.
But he's like Daniel Tosh will say some mean shit. Like he'll be like mean shit. The end of the joke. Or he'll say da 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 da. Derrick Rose means cool shit. They end the joke. Like he'll hit it quickly. Like like that Kylie Kendall, whatever that fucking Jenner girl. I think it was Kendall. I think Kylie's still pregnant. Can't hit with none of these hoes. But he basically switched bodies with her, and it was kind of like, ooh, I can see myself naked, and I'm like, ha ha ha. And I thought the video would end it there. Or something like that, or something like I had a vagina, or something like that. She said, and then she like,
oh, she's gonna discover herself. Oh, she's gonna discover her.
I'm gonna discover the inner workings of a woman, and then like it's like okay, all right, just end. I actually would prefer for it to end just with Chris Brown and like little Dicky dancing because I thought that was hilarious, and I kind of like when people get together and start dancing. I don't know, it's just my thing. I like seeing people like dance in videos to songs and have fun. So I kind of would have preferred that if they kept dancing, but it was a fun video though, and I ain't gonna knock it. Like, you know, there's a people, not a mass amount. Apparently, I'm hearing that people liked it. That's good. Lady in Red liked it, but I'm hearing, you know, there's
it was hilarious.
Yeah, I'm just hearing a small sect of, you know, mainly Africans that are like, "Fuck this dude, he's not funny," and it's like
that other song.
Nobody will ever be satisfied in this world.
No, not really. But you ever heard the song? I'm not racist. That's some people, black people get mad about that song.
What? Black people are mad about that song?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess maybe the N-word. Was they mad about the N-word being dropped hard?
Hey, he was spitting some facts. But
yeah. See, that's what. See, right there, though. That's actually the perfect time for a white person to drop the N-word. That was a perfect use of the N-word in that song. That was perfect. The whole little Dicky part with the N-word, it was kind of like, it's a fun song, and people are gonna listen to that more and more than I'm not racist, you know. So they're gonna have fun with this shit in the club, and this shit's gonna play continue. You know, it's gonna play in the club, and I can just imagine like being in the club just dancing or whatever, and like motherfuckers play that, and you know, white folks get hyped and act like morons. Not saying like everyone's a moron. I'm just saying people get hyped and act like morons, and you know, my experience, they get hyphy. And when dudes get hyphy, they just be yelling shit. And so when that part comes on, they might censor it, I guess. But I don't know.
They're not going to censor that in the club.
I mean, I've heard censors in the club before. I've heard censors in the club. But, you know, it's going to be hella weird me dancing or something like that with people around and be like, I'm that nigga, pussy ass nigga. And like,
what you mean? They do it all the time.
I
With them other songs.
I mean, I don't hear that. Like when last time I was at a club, like with hyphy people, they wasn't dropping.
What club did you go to though? That's the thing. What club are you going to? You going to like a white nerdy club, or you going to a hood nigga club?
It wasn't like a hood nigga club. Of course, they're gonna say they drop the N-word. You ain't gonna see no white folks up in there like, they're like about
it's
that.
A lot of clubs. It's a lot of white clubs that play nigga songs.
No, I'm talking about like as far as dropping the N-word though. I'm saying
they
like
do it all the time.
They say nigga all the time.
White, no, you ain't getting my point. I'm saying like, of course, in a black club full of like, you know, black folks, you know, it's a straight black club, folks being black, you know, of course they're gonna play that shit. And I don't know. I've been in clubs where they have it censored, and then you got other clubs.
What club have you been going to?
That's what I'm trying to figure out because
The one that we have here. No, I'm saying
or black.
the one I've been into in the city, you know, and the one downtown, like Seville or whatever.
So then it's not.
Yeah, and then you got the black clubs.
They hardly ever play ass shit.
Yeah. So I'm saying like I go to club in like let's say Panama City.
Oh, they don't play that shit.
Sometimes I'll play, you know, basic just beat music because they don't want no words involved. And sometimes I'll play something like ass and it'll be censored. And then other clubs that will play it. And so I'm just saying, like, if I go to one of those clubs that do play things uncensored, it'll be awkward as shit. But of course, not in a black club, I'm gonna fucking be like, oh.
Everybody be in unity with that. Even if it is censored, it's gonna get said anyway.
Why would it be awkward?
It'll just because, like, yo, you're white. Like, yo, calm down, fam. Not trying to say you can't speak.
But see, that's the thing. The thing about music is when you in the club, think about the club setting. That much 90% of people drink and won't even subconsciously even think about it. Everybody's gonna say it, and some people's not even gonna think like, oh snap, he said he can't say that. Music, it kind of like brings unity in some sense.
Yeah, I that's my problem. I think a lot, so that's just how I be in the club.
Think of a club setting. How many people you think go to the club and actually be sober?
I do. I do.
I'll
You a
let you
damn
feel
lie.
it, don't drink.
What you mean?
When I'm her
Over-
designated driver, I am too.
I
mean,
do.
you have a but you have a good portion of them that are not sober. So they are saying it. So you thinking you got people looking at crazy like, hey, you can't say that. No, they say it together, smiling.
Oh, I ain't gonna say nothing. It's gonna be like awkward as shit. Like yo,
like they in unity together.
just be like yo. But I mean, I know it's a lot of
One
tough
time, like they bros, like they cool. Like yeah, you can say it, and
That's
they
that's just, yeah. That's just like if they play that song, they dyking. White or black, they gonna sing that shit, and they gonna say
and be
nigga.
in unity together.
And then
They
you know
gonna-
something funny?
They rap the hell out that song.
I was at a club in Panama City and like
Actually, you can go to a college party and still be that way, and they sober.
yeah, I was at one club and basically like these dudes were apologizing to me like yo, sorry man, I'm just trying to feed you, bro. I was like yo, it's cool, man, it's cool. Like you ain't like I'm cool as fuck, bro.
Those are people that's afraid and be sheltered.
What up, motherfuckers?
It's Beast Boy.
Hey,
AKA
bro.
the Billy. What's up, sis?
Did you see my pictures on social media?
Yes, I'm about to get ready to kill you.
Beast Boy, wow.
Shout
Oh,
out
Beast
KZ.
Boy.
Shout out KZ.
Beast Boy. Remember last year we went to the club and like
one?
Seems worse.
it was in Panama City. We went to the club and like
Yeah.
and then those dudes were like wilding. And I think one of
Yeah.
them was trying to apologize because I guess he said the N-word or some shit and he bumped me.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, I was like, oh, it's cool, man, it's cool. Like I wasn't like heated. It's just like I was just telling him that about this song from Lil Dicky. And he like has a part with Chris Brown and him switch bodies. And Chris Brown's like, I can say the N-word now. And so he was dropping the N-word hard. And I was just saying like, yo, it'd be mad weird if they play that song in the club and his folks just get into like character of Chris, being Chris Brown and start saying that shit. I was saying it'd be mad weird in the club hearing that, like, hey y'all. But I feel it lady in red though, man. People get turned up, they get turned up. I just overthink.
Hold on, let me call y'all like right back in about 10 seconds.
I mean,
Okay.
they wouldn't be mad because they do it already anyway.
Oh yeah, we already know they fucking do it, man. That's why I said it's freedom of speech, man.
I was driving Uber and these dudes kept singing this N-word every time they say the N-word in a song. So
Yeah, you can't halt life, bro, over words.
I mean, I don't care when white people say it. It don't bother me.
Yeah, I got called it. I think I got called N-word once. I was like walking in college, and these white boys rode by and said, "Look at that hood ass nigger." Like it was just some mad random shit. I was like, I just kind of made it look. Yeah, ain't that funny as shit? I was like, what the fuck?
That's wrong shit.
Ain't it? I was like, that's funny as fuck. Like me, I was like, it was just some random shit because it was like I'm in college, dog, and I'm walking with a backpack and I got an armful of books and shit trying to make my life go up this hill, and like
They'll point your way, but they'll point at the nigga behind you.
Get some motherfucker, dog. There was nobody behind me. It was just me. Like the area was filled with white people, so I'm just like walking. I don't remember what I was wearing, but I don't wear like no crazy ass hood clothes. I just be wearing like.
I was saying, I'm surprised they called you that.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I think they were just trying to like start some shit. It was, in big ass country ham hock eating white boys and shit. Like, I would have told them to shut the fuck up.
Hold on. You just said ham hock eating white boys, nigga. I eat ham hocks,
and I'm white.
Listen, bro, I'm trying to be calm. I'm trying to be cool with you, brother. But you are kind of a big nigga. I'm just saying.
Hold on. I'm white. What the fuck, man? Huh? What the fuck? Huh? You goddamn nigga lover.
Wow, nice.
Yes, really, right. I know, right?
He said, "I guess college." Oh, Mr. Gerardo says, "I guess college accepts everyone." Yes, it does. Race.
No,
I mean, just to let y'all know, they weren't like fucking walking past me and said this shit. I would have had some words for them. They were driving by in a car, and they made a turn. And I was walking. Yeah, that's Beast Boy talking. Yeah, that's Willie.
How you know they was talking to you?
Oh no, I know they're talking to me because I like looked around and like they were. It was like I was walking up on a turn because it was in the college
You walking
campus.
up on a turn, or would you driving up on a turn?
No,
Which one is it?
I said I was walking. What the fuck? I was
First, you
walking.
said you was in the car.
This motherfucker right
Get
here.
your facts straight.
Anyway,
Get your facts straight, sir.
anyway, they was coming up. I guess they was leaving the dorms or some shit, and I'm walking up to the turn.
Hold
And I
on,
guess
hold on.
they were like driving up behind me, and they were like, "Yo, look at that hood nigger." And I was like, "What the
just
fuck?"
Said they was driving.
Yeah, they were
Thank you.
driving. They're coming
Thank
up behind me, and I was walking up to the turn, and I was like, "The fuck?" I looked behind me. I was like so confused. I'm like, I'm in college. I'm carrying books. I'm not even wearing. I don't even wear clothes like that, so it didn't make no sense. They were just talking
Right?
shit.
So if they come behind you, that means the car on the other side of the street, right?
What the fuck? What is it, CSI?
I'm just saying because that means they would have to yell it to you.
Okay, let me put it to you like this. I'm walking up to the corner where the dorms are, right? Where you leave the dorms, right? And to my left is the road, and they were leaving out the parking lot, which is behind me. So that means they were coming up from behind me, making a turn to the right, which would now be in front of me. Okay?
Right.
So they were coming up from my left side, making a right to get on the road, and when they were driving past me to turn, dude in the fucking backseat or some shit was like, "Look at that hood ass nigger," and I was just like, "What the fuck?" I looked around. I didn't say anything out loud. I just looked around.
Yeah, I know. We know you didn't say that out loud.
I didn't. No, because I was like, I didn't think they were talking to me anyways. I thought it was like some random people. I didn't know they were white. I just kind of like looked around. And I was like, "Huh? What the fuck?" And like they kept going, and I was like, "Oh, just some dumbasses." You don't want to entertain that shit, man. You don't want to entertain that shit. If they were on foot, I would have said like, "Yo," I would have checked them.
That shit.
I mean, because like I was thinking in my head, like, maybe I should chase after the car, but then I look like a dumbass if I'm chasing after a car on foot. Like, I'll get the reaction that they wanted. Like chasing after a car, my backpack, and I'm like, "You bitch, how dare you call me the N-word? My people suffered 400 years." Throw a fucking book at the car. Nah, if it was on foot, I'd be like, "Yo, like, what the fuck's your problem?" But you know, people just gotta know, man, when to quote unquote entertain a situation and when to like let your pride and dignity carry you through a situation. Because I've been in situations before where it's like I gotta carry myself like a man, or I'm gonna shame myself and my family. And that was just one of them. I mean, it wasn't like no hurtful shit. It was kind of like a weird random situation. Like, oh, just white guys talking shit, playing hip hop ironically. Just fucking stupid. But that's pretty much it, man. Y'all ready to move on, or y'all gonna question me more about the CSI situation?
I mean, I could go on.
So the fucker. Okay. So let's continue with the Black Craze, dog. The Black Craze is the phrase. Black Panther. Who's seen it?
Sorry about that. Hey, I'm trying to get with this girl that I met at work.
Everybody.
Oh shit, get her, dog. Did you get the number?
Oh, yeah. Yes. She just called me. That's why I hung up.
Oh, hopefully she doesn't get fired.
No, different girl. A customer.
Okay, get it. But we're gonna talk about Black Panther now, man. Black Panther, after 4 weeks, has made $1 billion.
Hey. I don't want to hear nothing about the movie.
You still haven't seen it? I've seen it 3 times.
Look here, sis. I'll be busy at work. I work 14-hour shifts.
Oh God.
What you gonna say now?
I ain't seen it either, so you don't feel bad, brother.
Oh,
thank you.
It's all good. I'm gonna say this.
I got to see it one time for free with my job.
I was gonna say this, man. I'm gonna piss some people off, but the movie was decent. It had the best.
Hey, hold on before you say anything. If you talk about this movie and tell me it was garbage or decent, anything like that, I would not be on the podcast anymore.
I'm not trying to tell you I'm not gonna tell you it's garbage. It's not a garbage film at all. It's absolutely farthest from the garbage film. It's a decent film. I just wasn't head over heels for it. So sorry, people. I was head over heels for the fucking film like you motherfuckers were, okay?
I heard that they hyped it up more than it was.
Absolutely.
They did. But it was still a good movie.
Yeah, that's all we're gonna say about it though.
That's because
But
it was a
what
whole
not necessarily about we're still gonna talk about the film.
it made a whole bunch of money. It got hyped up on it. It brought in a
you're right.
whole bunch of money more than anything else.
But
Yeah,
every Marvel movie makes a whole bunch of money. So.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
This one was different though. Niggas, I mean, my bad. Black people went out to go support this film.
Hey, I take out
Because
offense. I'm not a black, I'm a nigga.
It makes a whole lot of hell of a difference. So don't downplay it.
What you talking about?
I'm playing it. What the hell? No one's trying to downplay anything.
Hold on. What you talking about, baby?
I mean, what he's saying is like, well, like any Marvel, but don't downplay that. Well, any Marvel, don't downplay the amount it brought in. Don't.
No, it made them. It made. Ain't nobody said it didn't make a lot of money.
We know it made the most.
I feel like regardless if it was a Marvel or not, it still would have been successful.
No, I can't say that though. I can't say that because Marvel, everybody goes to see Marvel, and they make the best movies.
But
if Blade
don't downplay it. Don't.
Blade would have come out.
I have to say this. If it wasn't Marvel, it would just be another nigga movie. That's how I feel.
Nah, Blade. If Blade would have came, Bring My Dog Blade, still owned by New Line Cinema.
But they would have to get it back though.
Yeah, they fucked up and just let the rights just wither away and die. I mean, I know they had a bad time with Blade Trinity, but I don't know, man.
Blade 1 made a lot of money, and
but
it was.
If he would have never started beating his wife and shit, he would have been good.
And evading his taxes. Like, pretty much the main thing with Blade Trinity was that he had an ego. He wanted to be addressed as Blade. He wouldn't talk to people if you called him anything else, and he would write postage stamps saying what he wanted, saying Blade wants this. Like, it was fucking wild.
Now I gotta say this right here, and this is for Baby Girl. The reason why I say it would have made a lot of money, but the reason that it made as much is, yes, it was, the culture and all that, but it also got that boost from being a Marvel movie. If it was not a Marvel movie, it would have made money, but it wouldn't have been as popping as it was, because Black Panther, as much as I love him, he's not an A-ranked character as all the other characters. Just like Iron Man, they had to bring Iron Man up. Iron Man wasn't an A-ranked character. Yep. Nobody knew that movie was gonna make as much money until they brought that movie out.
And the hilarious part was Iron Man and Black Panther before their movies, were they like C or B listers?
They were down there. People didn't really know who they were like that.
I think Black Panther had breaking.
Iron Man had more people knew who he was, but it could have been equal. I say by equal, but
yeah,
they weren't like Spider-Man or nothing like that. So
I'd say Black Panther before the movie dropped, he was probably like a B-lister because he did have that incursion situation where he was like in the Illuminati as well, and he was like trying to figure out what to do with the Infinity Gauntlet. So he did have some storylines, and he also pissed. The fan base also got pissed off with Storm and how him and the Storm got divorced.
Yeah. Oh, well, the animated series they had come out, Marvel Knights. That was
yeah. Because Black Panther had a okay popularity, but it really took off with this.
I gotta go. This girl about to call me.
Good luck.
There they are.
But it made a shit ton of money, mainly because not saying it wasn't gonna make it anyway, but like a lot of people saw that movie multiple times. Shit was wild.
Oh, good.
I was like, shit.
It's up there with what is it? I think it's up there with Avengers 1 and what's the other movie that they had?
Age
Captain
of
America.
Not
that
War.
one. It might have been not Civil War. Was it Civil War or
Civil War made $1 billion.
Okay, it might be that one. Yeah.
Captain America Civil War made $1 billion. Avengers 1 and 2 made $1 billion, but Avengers 2 made like a couple hundred less.
Yeah, it's up there. Yeah, Black Panther's up there with those movies.
Yeah, he about to surpass them. Just wait till Infinity War comes out. I'm calling it right now, though. Infinity War,
gonna kill it.
The finale of Infinity War is going to be in Wakanda, or at least the first part, the first movie of, because it's going to be a 2-part. You know that, right? Part 1 of Infinity War.
You saw in the trailer, though. You didn't see the trailer.
Yeah, I saw the trailer. I don't watch all the trailers, but I watched this one though.
Yeah,
I had
so
to.
it was in Wakanda.
Yeah, I think either that or like I don't know, because trailers are tricky. They usually do show the finale type shit, and it'd be a one hell of a beginning to the movie if they just start the movie off with Wakanda getting attacked, because it'd be perfect. Like, yo, this takes place right after they work out with things with Wakanda, and then the war scene. Like, yo, there's alien shit. Because I can tell you right now, you know, there's a I think the Soul Gem or whatever is in Wakanda. They just didn't reveal it though.
And that's the same thing they did. That's the same thing they did with Black Panther. They weren't revealing nothing.
Yeah, because basically
the lights.
Yeah, basically they Ryan Coogler, was it Ryan Coogler that directed? I forget. I believe it's Ryan Coogler. Ryan Coogler said that at first Marvel had wanted there to be a gem, an Infinity Stone in there, and they wanted the vibranium, but he was like, it would make like Wakanda way too OP, and it just, of course, it'd be a straight up yo. You know, they wanted it to be like relying on at least some of their ingenuity, because it was supposed to be an Infinity Stone in, you know, in the heart of Wakanda, as well as the vibranium. And I was like, it makes sense. They had a lot of shit that was happening that just was like, not saying. I forgot the little thing.
Confused now. Yeah, I thought the soul gem was in Vision's head. Which gem is that?
Maybe it is the soul gem. No, it's the mind gem. It's the mind gem.
I thought Loki had the mind gem in that. Okay.
Yeah, but the spear. Remember, they used the scepter to put it inside of the Vision's head.
Okay.
Yeah, they put the mind spear. The mind thing is what controls people's, you know, minds. What Loki was using to control people. And the Tesseract is another. The Tesseract that Loki. There's two Infinity Stones in the first Avengers. The Tesseract, which is the space, you know, the space thing, to transport you wherever you want to go. Then you got the mind gem, which what Loki had in his scepter, and they were using that in Age of Ultron to you know, bring the Vision to life. And, you know, just had to power it up or whatever. So I think the soul gem's in Wakanda, and it would make sense like what was going on with Wakanda. Like, hell, how the fuck y'all get magic flowers that make you superhuman? Like, they can literally just say, fuck it, grow a whole crop of these. Every young man when they're born eats this bitch, and like, you're strong.
Well, you know how the flower came about, right?
Was alien?
When they told the story of the meteor hit the vibranium, it messed with the vegetation and it made those plants.
Yeah, that's where I was coming from with that. I was like, yo, vibranium's basically magic. It's borderline magic. And I know there's like a thing that's about science that says technology will be so advanced that it'll seem like magic, but like, that's fucking magic, dog. I wouldn't be surprised if I wouldn't be surprised if Thanos reveals that, like, wrapped up inside the whole giant meteor of vibranium was the soul gem, and that's what creates vibranium or something. And literally, it crashed on Earth, and like, it just had its energy inside vibranium. And like, that's just my theory on it. I just know that Ryan Coogler was talking about he didn't want there to be an Infinity Stone in the movie because it'll just make Wakanda like way overpowered. But it would explain why Thanos and possibly the third act of Infinity War, takes place on Wakanda. Like, think about it, man. Like, Thanos is like,
I've heard two theories. It's either what you just said or they're trying to hide Vision. Because he's trying to get the stone. That's what I'm saying. He's going after him, or they're doing it that way. Either way, I mean, anybody can stop him.
I think because the Vision's gem is yellow, they've really fucked up the colors though. That's why I get it mixed up with the Soul Gem. It's either the Soul Gem or the Time Gem or something like that. But either way,
what's his name? I mean, Dr. Strange got the Time Gem.
Okay, so it might either be the Soul Gem or, because I know it's got to be the Mind Gem. I don't know why it's fucking yellow though when it was blue. I'm gonna search this up because you got me thinking about it now. Like, what the fuck gem does Vision have? But that's actually a good point, man. They probably said, "Yo, let's hide the Vision. Let's hide the Vision in Wakanda and like make our stance here." But if you notice, oh, I had to get my train of thought. Okay, if you notice, he already has like the blue, and I think he has a yellow. I gotta look up what it was again. One Infinity Stone does the Vision have? Because Thanos already has 2 of them. Loki's blue glowing scepter, it turns out, housed the yellow Infinity Stone. Okay. What the fuck's sexy stuff? Oh, I should see what this. Yellow Infinity Stone. As it seen in the Avengers, the Line Stone lets the owner control the minds of others. It can also transform a fleshy red robot into Paul Bettany. The stone can currently be found in the
What movie are you talking about?
Okay. Yeah, I just searched it up. We're talking about the Avengers and what stone. So pretty much, I don't know why the hell his scepter was blue.
You talking to me?
The fuck? Okay. Anyways. Oh, okay. Anyways, pretty much, the stone that Loki had was the Mind Stone. I was right, but it wasn't blue. It's retarded. I just read a thing, and it pretty much said that it was blue, but when you crack it open, it reveals yellow. Don't know how the fuck that works. But it's yellow, and there's a yellow stone inside the blue of it, or whatever, and that's the Mind Stone. And pretty much, it's inside the Vision's head. So it's got to be the Soul Stone that's in Wakanda, or possibly. But your theory doesn't make sense, though. It could be we're just hiding Vision there. But I don't know. It'd be crazy though. Hide the Vision here, and then fucking the Soul Stones here too, and it's the finale of the movie. And if you notice, Thanos does have, I believe he has like 2 stones on his fingers when he's fighting Captain America. And people were saying like Captain America's about to get squished, and I'm just saying like, yo, if y'all pay attention, I know it's hard for his fucking mushy ass purple face. But your boy Thanos was having a hard time trying to squish Captain America. if you notice that, he was having a hard ass time. Okay. One more thing about Black Lightning. Can I just do this as a message, a PSA to the people? Please stop judging black people on enjoying this fucking film. Stop talking.
Black Lightning.
Well, Black Lightning is next. I'm about to get on that, but I'm just talking about Black. I'm talking about Black Panther still. As far as people, that's another thing about the Black craze. Black folks are so overhyped up, it's ridiculous. But like, let them do that. You motherfuckers that are over here criticizing Black people, y'all was doing the same shit with Star Wars, going crazy. Now the same political bullshit is mixed up in Black Panther as well, except it's about like racism. With Star Wars, it's about feminism and all this other bullshit. But let black folks enjoy their shit. If you can be a retard and dress up like a fucking Star Wars trooper nigga, then let folks dress up like an actual African king, okay? Let folks go to the movie theater and wild out. Let them wear that shit, okay? Let them do it. You got any questions or add anything on that?
Black Panther is getting so much publicity because they were saying, all right, they said it was a secret message in the movie saying black people had the power.
I guess. I mean, I see movies and everything that's created from your mind that you have to create and work out. I see it as art. So art can be interpreted by the beholder.
True. You also gotta remember who wrote this story.
Yeah. He put a lot of stuff in the films, like when Black Panther, like when T'Challa and Lupita and the fucking Michonne from The Walking Dead, I don't know their damn names. They all came into that casino. They were wearing the the Pan-African colors, black, yellow, and green. They were wearing the Pan-African colors. So they put a lot of stuff in there. And then another thing is you pay attention to all the tribes. They're all different animals. And T'Challa's tribe was the Panther tribe. And like I guess people were just comfortable with them because the Panthers always been their go-to leaders. And then the females in the red, they were pretty much the lions. Their animal symbol was the lions. That's why you mainly see female warriors. And then, you know, Michonne's boyfriend, you know, her boyfriend was like the rhino folks. So their color was green. That's why they tended to the rhinos and, you know, wash the defense. And then the mountain people, the ape men, they were supposed to have a giant gorilla suit on anyway.
They didn't call him by his name in the comics.
Yeah, supposed to be Ape Man, ain't it? Ape Man.
Ape.
Yeah, I guess for racial issues or whatever. M'Baku. And no, it was not racist when he told that dude to hush. It was the joke. Hush. It was a joke. He really joked with them.
That was funny.
I mean, I thought I was fucked up at first. Like, yo, he's a good guy. Let him talk. But then he was just joking with them.
No, a lot of people thought it was funny, especially if you're in a fraternity sorority. If you know that sounds one fraternity that makes that sound. So they felt personally like they identified themselves with that person, which was so stupid.
Yeah, it was a joke anyway. Like at first I thought it was mean. I'm like, yo, don't be a dick, dog. But he's like one of the frat boy jokey around tough guys. Like he was just joking with them because like you could tell he was joking with them after he said, "Don't we feed you to our children?" JK, we vegetarians. So I just figured he was just joking with them. That's all.
One of my friends said that what she got out the movie was unity as far as what our culture needed to do.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was unity.
You know how when I guess I won't tell the movie.
You can tell it. I don't care.
Okay, there was a scene in there.
Get mad.
Say what?
He ain't here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was a scene on there, and basically, it's not really telling too much of the movie because you see it freaking here out here in the streets. It was a scene in the movie basically when it was like they were divided and they were fighting each other.
Every day, shit.
Exactly, you see that every day. So I mean, it's no secret whether it's really telling the movie or not because you look out in the streets and you see it every day.
Yeah.
So it's painting a picture of what is technically happening in reality.
Yeah.
And then the whole purpose of it, in the sense of what these two men were fighting, how they designed the movie, what they was fighting about. In a sense, that's kind of basically was one of our own problems within the culture itself, and it's identifying the culture's problem and saying that we need to do more and need to be united.
Yeah,
to help each other out instead of seeing each other as, you know, we're only going to protect this people and that's it. You guys are not worthy. You know, you guys are going to cause too much problem type of thing.
Yeah. Y'all got anything else to add before I move on to Black Lightning?
Please don't talk about that stupid show.
Whoa, fucking whoa. This is a part of Black Craze, and there is nothing wrong with Black Lightning. Lady in Red watch Black Lightning.
I have not had a chance to watch it.
Oh, she's gonna watch it though.
That's a good show to me.
Let's hear KZ out. KZ, why are you delusional and you think Black Lightning is bad?
It's just generic to me. I've only watched a couple episodes. I had to stop. That's
so
why.
If you only watch a couple episodes, you really can't say if it's good or bad.
But those episodes I watched were generic to me, and it made me. It's kind of like, have you been watching the Flash recently? That's why I don't like watching the Flash anymore. It's the same thing.
Yeah. That shit went ass.
Well, okay.
It's like that.
I heard your complaint, KZ, and I'm gonna tell you this. I kind of did like the beginning. It reminded me a lot of Luke Cage, but that was the main reason why I didn't want to like I kind of felt similar to what you felt. I was feeling the whole vibe of it, but I was like, yo, we've been here and done that with Luke Cage, but it changes I can tell you right now, the last 2 or 3 episodes, I don't know how far you are, but we're on episode 9. The last 2 or 3 episodes, it becomes more comic booky now. It's like, it's not super comic booky, but it's more than ever. And I think it's going to go full on towards the end.
It's going to go full comic book. That's how I feel.
Yeah. I guess the main thing I can tell people, like, you like to see your problem. And I'm like, I like that type of stuff. I like the drama aspect, as long as it's like mature drama. And what separated this from me from Luke Cage, why I kept going, was the fact that it was the family drama stuff. Yeah. I like that. I was like, yo, I like that whole family dynamic, because it's like he was a hero, so we don't have to see the origin story, and he quit, and now he's coming back, and he's got a family, and he's a principal too. And I wish they would have showed more of the principal life. But like, as soon as, I think the last time we see the principal life is when it starts. Like, after you see the principal life, the last time, I think it was like 3 episodes ago, that's when it becomes full on comic booky later on. So
that nigga come full superhero. That's what it come.
Yeah, like I noticed that. I don't know if anyone else noticed that watching Black Lightning, but as soon as it stops talking about him in the school, that's when it becomes more comic booky. But I kind of appreciate that about the show, because it separated not only from other superhero shows, but it separated itself from Luke Cage, because I was just like, dude, a guy in a neighborhood. At least the only thing now is he's actually doing something truly successful instead of preaching. Yeah, he's preaching, but
I feel like he's more open now because of his daughter.
Yeah, like, does KZ mind if we like tell what's happened so far or nah?
I don't care.
He don't care because he ain't gonna watch it no way.
Yeah, he a bit wily. He a bit wily, man. I think that Black Panther is a little underrated for the sheer fact that it got overshadowed by Black Panther, and Black Lightning came out like
Black Lightning got over.
Oh yeah, underrated. You got it backwards.
Yeah, my bad. Black Lightning was underrated because Black Panther got overrated.
Yeah, and Black Panther was still a good show. I feel like I'd rather a Static Shock than Black Lightning.
Hell yeah.
I've always been a Static Shock fan, so I'd rather that.
But
aka the original Black Spider-Man, Static Shock, the original Black Spider-Man with electric powers. Love Static Shock. He's a great hero. But Black Lightning's still good though. I say continue watching it though, KZ. You'll like it later on. If your main problem was the whole drama aspect and just it being too real,
it gets better.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like the beginning part a little bit more. Besides the whole, it's too similar to Luke Cage. I like the whole dealing with his family aspect. I like that, but it's still a good show, man. Because when him and his daughter starts discovering her powers, I was just like, bro, this is how you should do a female hero.
But look, she is more fucking witty. Like, she wanna fuck people up for real.
Exactly.
She runs to the trouble.
Anissa is bae. I fucking love Anissa. She's a really damn great character. I was like, this is how you do a female character, people. And then the reason why I say it's underrated is because it's getting around 2 million views. It's averaging 2 million views. That's good. It had a high of like 3 million, but it's underrated to me because people complain, we don't have any good female heroes on television, and we don't have black heroes. This is like, it's right here. Like, look. Damn, she's a great character. And the fucking soundtrack is pretty lit. Like, I like The Flash. The theme song I'm talking about. I like that. It feels very Spider-Man, not the garbage Amazing Spider-Man 2, but like the original trilogy. It feels very Spider-Man like, very hopeful and exciting and energetic and fantasy. But before it started weighing you down with like Darkness of Iris dying and all that other bullshit. Right. So with Black Lightning, I can remember the theme songs, and I love the fucking theme song of Black Lightning. Like, last night I saw a hero. He was black. He said, "This is for the streets. Black Lightning is back." I was like, this hits. It did that fucking, and then Thunder's theme song for Anissa. Like that shit was so fuck. I was getting out my seat, jumping up, and I was like, "Yo!" When she was putting on her suit that she finally got, and it was like, when there's lightning, the dude said, "When there's lightning, there's thunder," or some shit like that.
She the thunder.
Should have said that the other way.
Where there's lightning, there's thunder. I mean,
lightning strikes first. Well,
the thunder before you lightning.
Well, I mean, they pretty much just saying that because like Black Lightning came first, and then they're like, "Oh shit, it's thunder," and then they were like, "That's why they did it." But I mean, I get what you're saying, but
because light travels faster than sound.
True.
I'm gonna search that.
I think she is more powerful than he is.
He still whooped her ass though.
Spoilers. But he only whooped her ass because he got more knowledge to his powers.
True.
I still think she's strong as fuck.
He can still pick her up.
I mean, she can pick him up.
I mean, like he's gonna let her get close, he can fly.
I'm saying, but he just learned to fly.
That's true. Oh, here's the verse. What's the verse? It's like
all kind of shit. And I think the younger daughter gonna have powers too.
On the comic book, his kids do have powers.
Yeah, she has powers. They just showed her powers this last episode.
The youngest girl?
Yeah, they just showed her.
She has them in the comic book. I don't know.
Man.
Yo, that daughter. Yo, that youngest daughter. I was like, yo, she bad as fuck. That's the chick from fucking Meet the Browns or whatever.
Yeah,
or House of Pain or whatever.
That's what's her name.
Like, her name's China.
Yeah, China. She was off of what's that show called? Some Disney show.
Ant Farm.
Yeah, Ant Farm. I was watching that today. Don't ask why.
Yo, she got bad as fuck. I was like, yo, she bad as. Oh man, I was like, oh man, I kind of feel bad. It's kind of like when you look at Katie from My Wife and Kids, and you're kind of like, oh geez.
Well, she was a kid when I was a kid, so sure.
Yep, she was a kid when I was a kid, so I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Yo, they killed it. Like that dude was like, where there's lightning, there's thunder. I was like, oh shit, she's come to save us. Like this is such a fucking hype theme song for her. I was like, yo. It's good. It's a good show, man. I say give it a chance, man. It's a good show. And
give it a chance because that shit is getting hyped.
It's gone fucking comic booky now, and it's gone full blown conspiracy theory, but it's like it is kind of like what happens. I ain't gonna spoil what the hell the modes are and what's going on, but it goes full conspiracy theory. It's like, yeah, that kind of does happen in real life too. Like it takes instances of life and it sprinkles it in, but tries to put a fancy element to why the things are happening. So it won't just straight be political. Because at first it starts political. So yeah, I just like that family dynamic. I just love the fuck out of that family dynamic, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what else? And finally, man, Black Craze is done. Black Craze is done. I mean, unless you want to talk about Jessica Jones wearing black, we're done talking about the Black Craze. So anyone watch Jessica Jones?
Yep, I watched it.
What you think about it?
I think I think it started off slow, but it ended up picking up. But I didn't see her friend, you know how she was trying to keep her friend from off them drugs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the old dude was trying to protect her, but he ended up dying. Remember you seen that episode?
Which for? Oh, are we gonna spoil it? I guess we can. It's been like a couple weeks, I guess.
I mean, it's been out for what?
Yeah, I mean, the main thing I think about Jessica Jones is it's meh. I didn't. It took me like I want to say like a year. I don't even know when the first Jessica Jones dropped. I want to say it was like I think it was a year, and I finally watched Jessica Jones because I was just bored and I just wanted more. I just wanted to watch Luke Cage, and I was like, I'll just watch Jessica Jones. I know they date in the comics, so I'll just watch it.
Yeah.
And I was pleasantly surprised that he was like in almost the majority of the episodes. So I was pleased about that. The way they portray him in Jessica Jones is like weird versus how he's portrayed in Luke Cage. But there's always continuity things. And like how I felt about Jessica Jones season 1 is how I feel about Jessica Jones season 2. It's meh. It's just like
you watched it already.
Jessica Jones season 2, yeah, I watched it.
You ain't watch it?
I watched it.
I've been trying to watch some other stuff first.
Bro, you slacking.
That shit.
I had to watch the Dragon Ball Z and Seven Deadly Sins.
Yeah, you was better off, man. You was better off. That shit is meh. Like I was just like, bro, this makes me feel depressed. I want to cut myself. Life ain't worth living. This shit is whack. I just mean in general, not the show. Just this shit is whack living.
So
Let me tell you something.
Did you like the first? You didn't like the first season, did you?
I didn't hate it. Like what I can say is the show is well put together, but the Jessica Jones character, she's so depressing. She's just so meh. Like it's like things suck. It's like she doesn't have no dynamic to her, whereas Luke Cage does.
She had like life sucks ass.
I can't knock it. I can't knock the show for that because that's how she is in the comic books.
Oh well, okay, fine then. I like upbeat characters or like badass, like Daredevil. Every season of Daredevil, which is only 2, he always had some dynamic to him that made him change, or he had to learn something. Like the whole story arc in the first season when he was with the night nurse, and like he had to learn how to be in a relationship. And he built that relationship with her. He built a strong relationship with a character. Jessica Jones, she built one with Luke Cage, I guess you could say. And
is he in the second one at all?
Nope.
Oh, he's in jail still. Oh wait, no, he got out of jail.
No, he got out of jail.
Yeah, he got out of jail. I forgot the fucking Defenders have. I like the Defenders. I'd rather the Defenders be a fucking season of Jessica Jones. Defenders was a good season, but it was like not as strong as I wanted it to be. It had some fucking sick fight scenes, but it took forever to get to being good. I'd say it's like 2 steps above Jessica Jones. But as far as being the best, Daredevil season 1, Luke Cage season 1. Then you got Daredevil season 2, which was phenomenal at the first half. I don't know what the fuck happened towards the end. Like, bring back the Punisher, yo. You know what? Then the Punisher right underneath Daredevil season 2. And then I guess you could say the Defenders, and then you can put Jessica Jones, and all the way at the bottom of the list in the shit pile is fucking Iron Fist.
Yeah, Iron Fist.
Ask you which one was worse. I ain't really care for Iron Fist like that.
Iron Fist is ass now.
It is. It literally is.
Like Jessica Jones and everybody else is way above Iron Fist.
Yeah, I'd rather watch season 1 of Jessica Jones than fucking Iron Fist. At least with Jessica Jones, I can see, it has some competent writing, and I can see her as she is as a character. But it's just he didn't grow as a character. At least with Iron Fist, he was upbeat, but he was just too stupid. At least Jessica Jones, she did shit that made me be like, oh, that's cool. Like in season 2, she was like, yo, you want to take notes on how to be a PI? First thing is never leave a trail, or everyone needs a trail, or something like that. And she was checking out people, and she was on rooftops. She was just doing neat little character productive shit that I thought was cool and it mattered, and she was smart. Iron Fist, he kept doing dumb shit after dumb shit, and then he just kept proving that he was more incompetent, especially in the Defenders. Like, they really played the fuck out of my man, because he should, I don't know, dog. I just think if you're gonna have an Iron Fist, like, how can I say this? The Iron Fist should just be more than a fist just to punch people in the face, and it shouldn't just be one hand. You shouldn't have to keep it.
They made him. I don't know why they made him that weak, but I don't know.
That's another thing where they hyped it up more than it's worth.
Yeah, they should have got a real dude do martial arts as well. But I'm just talking about his powers. Even fucking Daredevil basically beat him. He didn't beat him. They would never let that happen. They just made it a draw. But Daredevil pretty much could have beat him. He was trying to be nice. He wasn't no draw. Okay, fine. Because I could say I was saying Daredevil beat him anyway, but they only draw because Luke Cage came in. He punched him.
The reason why is if they would have gave Iron Fist a costume, they could have did the same thing they did for Daredevil and had his stunt double doing the martial arts for real.
Yes. But let's not get back on. We gotta focus on Jessica Jones and her being meh. Her fight scenes were kind of meh. The story was meh. The writing, the writing's just steady. Like it's like you can't really fuck it up. She's just kind of like meandering and being meh through life. I just felt like season 1 was better. I just wasn't feeling it. And like, I know there's people gonna come at me with the flamethrowers. What are you talking about? She's a hero for the females. Nah, bro. Anissa is a hero for the females. And she's a lesbian. And they didn't even harp on that story for that long. Everything that most likely you wouldn't like, that was like social justice wise, trying to say, yo, we're relevant for Black Lightning. They harped on it in like the first 5 episodes. Yeah, I'm literally saying they did harp on it. And then after that, it literally flipped up the script on your ass. It just literally did that to inform you of the world and the characters. Then it said, okay, let's get to work. Jessica Jones, she just kind of harped on being miserable and depressing. And it started off interesting. Like you said, it started off slow, but I kind of like that idea of a rival PI. Everyone's noticing her, and she's a rival private investigator's like, yo, I'm going to take you out or I'm going to absorb your company. Ha ha ha, wink, wink. And, you know, I would like that more as kind of like a villain or something like that. And like, it would have been her and that guy going back and forth. And then like, she loses her temper and, you know, she fucks him up and then the cops are involved. Like,
yeah,
it just didn't work the way I thought it was going to go. And I just was like, not really satisfied with the season. And I thought the ending was just kind of like abrupt. It wasn't like super abrupt. It had like 10 minutes before it went to abrupt, but it was kind of like.
Hold on. You talking about Jessica Jones?
Yeah.
But how did you think about it when you seen her mom?
I was like, oh, wow, that your mother's not really dead trope. I was kind of like, let's let her move on.
Bro, when I had found out that was her mom, I was like stuck in the TV. I had to continue to watch every day. You know, I had to keep watching episodes because I was like, damn, her mom is like, I don't want to spoil it for you, Zoe, but
yeah, don't spoil it. Her mom was, she was all right. Like she had some, like I did like the whole psycho killer shit. Like it kind of was like a scary, creepy thing. Like gets mad, starts bashing a table or some shit. And it's like, yo, calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
Like, yo, stop doing what you're doing, cause like this bitch is like a female. This bitch is like a fucking smaller version of the Hulk, except female. Like. I think she literally was on base level Hulk's level of strength.
Yes, she was.
Like, is that how strong she is for real?
She-Hulk or Hulk?
A fucking She-Hulk.
Okay, if we can say She-Hulk, yeah.
Yeah, she was on Hulk strength. Jessica should have been dead.
Bruh.
Well, it was her mom. It's light spoilers, but it's not full. But you know, her mom is alive, and I was just kind of like, oh, how cliche. Your mom's not actually dead. This will be the story now. It's like, no, we already was on that. I just didn't like the fact that it was like, let's keep digging into the past. It's like, let's move the
So
fuck
she got
on.
her powers from her mama.
So,
You really want to know?
Because I don't know, they might have changed it. Because I know it was different in
what
the
did the comic
comics.
book say?
Well, one story was she got it by was an accident or something. Well, not really an accident, but I think it was testing or something. And one,
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah, they did that. Yeah, like it was an accident, and they like, yo, we're gonna like experiment to bring her back, and they did the same to her mom, but her mom was like, they did it way more intense, and the mom just was like not stable to live in society.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just kind of like there was no real villain anyway. I know I'm spoiling. It's light spoilers. It just wasn't a great show to me, and I just kind of felt like
well,
the
I
first two
couldn't
episodes.
see, I couldn't tell who would be the villain anyway. Because,
Yeah, the Purple Man was like, yeah, I can see the Purple Man. He drove the story. It was about getting over a situation and trying to just live on with your life. And that makes sense that she was fucked up in that first season. Because it's like, yo, I'm miserable as shit. That guy's still around my city somewhere. And like I just don't have nowhere to go. I just have one person that loves me. But in this, it's kind of like she's moping around being miserable for the sake of being miserable. Like, I just was like, yo, she ain't my type of hero. Just go back to I had to go back to season 1 of Flash. I literally did watch all of season 1 of Flash all over again. That season 1 of Flash, I watch it more and more, just like season 2 of Arrow. And I'm like, wow, this was a phenomenal piece of television. Like, yo, what a phenomenal piece of television. Like, and it just kept going, even in the filler episodes. Like, I think right after Flash versus Arrow, it had the fucking Rogues where he had to fight Captain Cold and Heatwave. And it was like, damn, this show just keeps fucking going. No. After Arrow versus Flash, it was Reverse Flash, I think. It was I forgot the episode, but it was Reverse Flash. Reverse Flash came, and he's like, oh shit. I'm like, dog, if you would have came a week earlier, you could have fought against Arrow and Flash. I don't know if they would have won. And then right after the Reverse Flash, and then right after the Reverse Flash episode, they had the Rogues with Heatwave and Captain Cold coming back. Like, that show just kept hitting it with different episodes. Like, I'm like, why can't they do that with this episode of Flash? Like, why can't we have Arrow come back every now and then for the Flash? We only had the Crisis on Earth X thing, which I already reviewed. Go back to the last episode, people. She's got to have it. And Crisis on Earth X versus Justice League, if you want to see my impressions on Crisis on Earth X, the CW crossover. But anyway,
should have put Vixen in instead of just having it on the animated version.
Ain't it? I was just like, yo, they have an animated. Like, is this even canon? Like, what the fuck?
It's canon.
Oh, it's canon?
Yeah, it's canon. It's just they decided to put her in that part, and then when Flash and Green Arrow are in it, you know, they're just going to. So I was like, why didn't they just put her in the show anyway? So whatever.
Probably they couldn't afford to keep paying people and scheduling conflicts and shit. But I'm like, what's the point in doing an animation? You got to pay for the artist, and like animation can become more expensive than it's worth if you don't have like merchandising behind it.
Yeah, well, they only, I think, what the episodes were only like, what
10 minutes?
5 minutes every, 10 minutes every episode, so it wasn't a lot of time.
Oh, okay. And I think it's on the CW app. I gotta watch it.
I watched it. I think I don't know if I finished the whole thing. I watched most of it.
Was it good?
It was pretty good. That's why I was like, they should have just. Actually, it kind of made me feel like they should have just animated the Flash.
Yeah, give us a. Yeah, like if was it voiced by the voice actors?
I think so.
Yeah, they fucking hit on all cylinders with the DC TV shows. Like, I was watching the previews, looking at this one channel for previews of this week in this week in the whole Arrowverse, and they're about to fucking hit off on all cylinders, man. Like they have a whole lot of episodes that are gonna be. They look like a bunch of bangers. I'm just gonna be real with you. And I literally stopped watching Flash. I mean, not Flash, but Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow. I just caught little bits and pieces of them, and from what I heard, the last 2 episodes of Arrow have been like the best that Arrow's ever been in history of since season 1 and 2, even season 5. Like, and I'm just like, what? I would stop watching like right after those loser asshole sidekicks. That's why I fucking stopped watching Arrow. This problem, too many fucking sidekicks in these shows. So I was just like, okay, but Flash looks good. It had that whole episode where Flash had to stop a nuke, and I thought it was cool. He could pull people into Flash time, and then Black Lightning's still hitting good. I'm still saying this, KZ. Just get back on it, man. It's comic booky now. It's what you people wanted. We're no longer focusing on the neighborhood and the hood woes. In Arrow, I gotta get back on Arrow. I stopped watching after he fought with the loser squad. That's his people. You know, the ungrateful dickheads. They're all like, "We hate you, Arrow, Oliver." Fucking Arrow was just like, ugh. And then I guess it turned up now. They brought back my boy Red Arrow. So I'm gonna probably get back to watching Arrow, at least the Red Arrow saga, just to see what happens with Roy and Thea. Yeah, you know Roy Harper. They brought back Roy Harper, so I want to see how that saga goes.
I was surprised they ain't start calling him Arsenal, or they kept him in Red Arrow.
I don't know yet. I don't know if they changed it or if they just like don't call him nothing. I know that Thea's name is Speedy, and basically the chick Willa. I'm hearing that she didn't like doing the stunt scenes and stuff like that, so that's why she hasn't been back in her role as a sidekick. But she got back in the role as a sidekick because something happened with Roy or whatever. And I heard that episode was fucking phenomenal as well. So I gotta watch that. But they were pulling that Slade shit where Slade actually had 2 back-to-back episodes before they fucking said no, you can't have Slade on the show anymore because of reasons for our mediocre shit that won't come out for like another year.
I'm so far behind on that shit. I don't even know what's happening.
Pretty much just know that Arrow's been shitty or mediocre. All the shows have been shitty or mediocre. And like Legends of Tomorrow is the most consistent, but it's just too damn goofy and silly. Like it's inconsistent as hell, and I hate that about shows. So I can't watch Legends. Like until they rectify that garbage ass season 1.
Mm-hmm.
Why the fuck don't the Time Lords or whatever see all this shit happening beforehand? They should see automatically, oh, they're going to be in this predicament. We're not going to be here, 3 years later? Let me fix that shit. And then the fucking Legends are traveling throughout time periods throughout the 20th century, which they literally, okay, here's what I'm trying to convey to you people here. Here's what I'm trying to convey. There's only so much time travel you can do before you're within the same decade, let alone same century, let alone same decade, let alone same time period.
Okay, so are they doing time as... Okay, some series do time as, yeah, you can change time, but as once the event happens, there's nothing you can do about it. Or...
That's what I was thinking.
I think they're doing that. Once they do something, it's permanent. But the caveat with that is it's only if you're time traveling. See, that's why I can't watch the show. It's stupid as shit because I want to think about the stuff and enjoy the show, but it's stupid shit like that. But I'm guessing that what you said is pretty much how it goes, except if you're outside a time machine, then what you did is going to be what you done. But then it doesn't even. Another thing that doesn't even make fucking sense is I remember when the first season, she came back. What the fuck did you bring her back 6 months later? 6 months later, you asshole. Rip Hunter brings Sarah back 6 months or 2 months later. I don't know. And he's like, oh, it's January 2017 or 2016 or some shit like that. It's January 2017, right? And she comes back, and he brought him back like 6 months too late. Like, it was the worst writing I ever heard. Like, he's like, "Oh, my bad. You said you were gonna bring us back the moment we just left. Like, literally 5 minutes after we left." And he's like, "It was a mistake in the time travel. Oh well." And then she comes back and she's like, "Oh my god, my sister's dead." No, fucking garbage ass Arrow season 4. Well, Legends was a perfect chance to fix garbage ass season 4. You know what they did? They go back to fucking Rip Hunter and they say, "Yo, Rip Hunter, hey man, my sister's dead. Like, we had to go back. You say you're gonna bring us back 5 minutes. Let's just do that original plan." And it's like, "Nah, we're here. It's the present. Sorry, it just is not how it works." What? Ooh, fuck that show. And then another thing, all that stupid shit about, "Oh, we're here, so you know it happened. It's the present." No, motherfucker. You literally traveled, I think in episode 6 of Legends of Tomorrow. In episode 6, I thought it was a great episode. They traveled to the future, to the dystopian future where Slade's son like took over Star City and all the villains won, and Oliver only had one fucking arm, and Diggle's son was like, you know, Arsenal. And
was it Jericho or a different son?
He called himself Connor Hawk. I don't know what his real name was though. But Diggle died, and his son basically took up the mantle of Arsenal and called himself Connor Hawk, and he was the Green Arrow in this dystopian future, right? And basically, Rip Hunter was like, "Nah, we can't interfere," and Sarah's like, "I just can't." And he's like, "It's not a real future anyway." And it's like, yo, it's not a real future. But when she fucking went back to her time period or whatever, well, actually, not even her fucking time period, because you brought her back 6 months later into the next year, you asshole. So her time period was 2016. So she comes back to the future, essentially, to 2017 with her sister being fucking dead. And, you know, y'all changed that future with Oliver after you had a hesitation about it. And you fucking got into an argument with fucking Sarah about it. But you won't fucking go back to change your sister from dying.
And what movie is this? I mean, what show is this?
It's Legends of Tomorrow. I'm sorry, I'm going on a rant. But
Legends of Tomorrow?
It's a garbage show. Even Beast Boy watched it. Beast Boy was like, "Don't spoil it for me." And I'm like, "Okay, fine." Beast Boy watched the first season, and even he said he was fucking done.
Damn.
Because it's fucking stupid. I know I went on a long ass rant, but all I'm saying is they only employ rules of time when they don't want to fuck up like things going on with other shows. And all I have to say to that is that's bull. It's lazy writing. Like, I literally had ideas for them. Like, season 4 was so bad of Arrow that they could have. And then when they had Flash with season 3 be so awful and him time travel when he fixed everything, and he was just upset about his daddy dying. I was like, "Yo, Flash could fix season 4 of Arrow." No, it was season 2 that Flash time traveled after his dad died. Season 3 could fix, you know, Arrow. And no, time travel's fucked in Flash too, but not as badly as Legends of Tomorrow. Fuck Legends of Tomorrow. If anyone hears my voice, don't watch that show. It's garbage. The time travel is garbage. They literally had enemies that had the fucking literal definition of a Deus Ex Machina, the hand of God, okay? They literally know what the fuck happens in time. They can literally stick their hand in and change it. And these motherfuckers didn't see themselves dying. They didn't see themselves go absent after 3 seasons of this fucking show. But they could literally they literally wrote the plot of season 1 of Legends of Tomorrow. They literally wrote the plot. Everything happened in Legends of Tomorrow, they fucking planned it out. So why the hell are they not seeing the Legends of Tomorrow from seasons 2 and 3 traveling back in time? At least I can get the future. The future's not permanent, even though you motherfuckers can't establish what the fuck a present is. So why the hell can't you see? Oh, wait a minute. That's Rip Hunter traveling That's the fucking legends or whatever. The legends are traveling, but we have legends over here in this time period. So why the fuck are they over here? Like, do you just get it mixed up or some shit or what? Like, just fuck that show, dog. I just can't watch that trash. It's trash and it's just goofy. And they fucking ruined Sarah's character because all Sarah is like a fucking horny lesbian dyke. She's horny. She just goes through time and has sex with like Queen Elizabeth and just random figures. It's stupid. I'm done. Anybody else got anything else to say before I fucking curse this fucking show out?
I don't watch it.
You shouldn't watch it. You think Black Lightning's not good? Why don't you watch the first season of Legends of Tomorrow and you try to explain to me how the hell they could kill an immortal villain in 3 different time periods?
You talking about what's his name?
Vandal Savage.
Yeah, I like Vandal Savage. But,
well, don't watch that show. It'll piss you off. Don't watch that show.
We can tell we're not gonna watch that, okay? We're not gonna watch that. We're not gonna watch it just because of you.
But Frieda's just wide open.
Damn it, that show pissed me off, dog. All right, y'all can do your outros, man.
That show pissed you off for real.
It really did. You just don't understand. I don't gonna get into another rant. I'm just gonna say this. I try to get back to season 2 because season 2 it looked cool and they brought back the best villains from all the shows. I was like, oh shit, they brought back Reverse Flash. Oh, they brought back Malcolm Merlin, the Dark Archer from season 1 of Arrow, and they brought back Damien Dark from season 4 of Arrow. Like, it was a shitty season, but Damien Dark fits better with Legends. People with different powers, so maybe he'll work out better. He's got a cool personality. I was like, my man Reverse Flash, he's the best. I love that actor. He's great, and like they're literally the best villains. And they literally did what they were supposed to. They won. And then they brought back Captain Cold as well. They brought back Captain Cold. Season 2 had a great list of villains. It was kind of hit or miss with the season. And then, like usual, the last 2 episodes, it fucking botches it because they win. All they had to do was get the fucking Spear of God or whatever. The literal, just like season 1, a fucking Deus Ex Machina, the hand of God. Once again, what's with this show and giving villains the fucking God hand and they somehow botch it? These motherfuckers get this fucking spear that controls all of reality. And like, it makes sense. They're the best villains of the shows. They're the smartest and most dangerous. They're better than everyone in every way.
Or they got the anti-life equation.
It's not necessarily an anti-life equation. It's basically like a spear of God. And it controls reality. And basically the Reverse Flash, he was trying to escape from season 1 of Flash because he found out that he dies or whatever. And he was like trying to run from death. And Death's pretty much trying to wipe out all his timelines. Because that's one thing that I can get about the Flash. It makes sense. Reverse Flash has time traveled so much, going throughout every single time period, doing different things that like there's different versions of him that you're fighting, but they keep saying it's the fucking main Reverse Flash when he died, which doesn't make sense.
In the comics, it's hard to really get rid of him because, like you just said, he done went back so many times in so many different versions. So when you do kill him, he'll come back eventually.
Yeah, but they keep saying that it's if you watch Flash season 1, he like disintegrated, and he's trying to say that was him, and it's like, that's not you, fam. We saw you disintegrate, unless like you just like ran out of it. I don't know. And then anyways, how the fuck is it? And another thing is, it can't be him, that final incarnation of Reverse Flash that disintegrated, because like he couldn't time travel. So why the and I was just like, yo, Legends, you're really trying it. I'm trying to accept it, but you got Reverse Flash, so I ain't too mad. And so he's time traveling, and he gets the Spear of Destiny, or God Destiny Spear, and he like controls reality. And I'm like, oh shit, he's the best villain, and he accomplished his goal, changed reality, and then like he's like, I let them stay alive because I just think it's funny, and it's like, why didn't you like wipe them out, dude? Like, okay, and then like Ray Palmer, the tech dude, invents like a fucking gadget that can bring back memory. He's invented out of nowhere, and then like he gets his memory back, and he's like, "Oh my gosh!" And he uses it on he finds everybody on his team and uses it on them. And I'm just like, that doesn't make sense. He changed reality. You shouldn't have no remnants of that memory. And then like,
maybe he's omnipotent.
yes, it didn't make sense. Like Reverse Flash and all the other villains made their own perfect reality where all the heroes were like dead, and they had Doom World, and then pretty much like they fight for the spear or something, and Captain Cold, like I think he freezes the Reverse Flash or something. I forget. He did something. It was just some convoluted dumb shit. It wasn't like super convoluted. It was just stupid because it's like, bruh, you might as well just say Reverse Flash says I'll give you a second chance and lets them fucking go. They might as well have said that Reverse Flash said I'll let you guys get a second chance and reverse his time or whatever, just because of his arrogance. They were better off doing that shit. But Reverse Flash actually succeeds. He escapes from Captain Cold freezing him or whatever, and then he actually was inventing the whole time a machine to destroy the God Spear or whatever. And then the Legends are like, oh man, we lost. And I'm like, that'd be one hell of a fucking into a season 2. And then season 3 is pretty much them trapped in an alternate timeline while the other shows can continue on normally. But pretty much they find their time machine, and for some reason Reverse Flash didn't decide to let me destroy the time machine. I'll just make the time machine a fucking toy. Okay. And so Ray still has his genius, so he invents the shrink ray again, and he like makes it bigger, and then they use the time machine to go back in time. And I'm just like, Reverse Flash, you're starting to drop intelligence, brother, because like, okay, you redeemed yourself even though that you knew they would still be alive. You redeemed yourself by knowing to destroy the spear, and then you redeemed yourself again by like beating them and destroying the spear. But then you leave the fucking time machine, and then he redeemed himself again. I shit you not. He traveled back in time because he figured this would happen. He was already back in time waiting for them. The moment where the villains get the spear, he traveled back in time because he knew that they were going to do it. He's like, I figured it would happen eventually. So I decided to travel back in time because I figured you motherfuckers would come. And then, like, there's 2 versions of the legendary team. And then Reverse Flash, he's like, okay, let's fight. And then he like goes back in time and does the coolest shit ever. He gets like every version of himself that traveled throughout time, which is the army of Reverse Flashes versus the army of the Legends. The present day Legends from the evil future, and the ones that were in the past that failed to get the spear. And then they all like go to war and they're battling. And it was some sweet shit. But then Sarah gets the spear over the Reverse Flash, and she like makes everything normal. And it was kind of like a lot of stupid shit happened, and that didn't need to happen. And it just felt like season 1 all over again. And that's why I say fuck Legends. We're done. Peace out. This is Wiz. AK Wizard. Why? Because you cannot fathom the wizardry. Don't watch Legends of Tomorrow. It's a garbage ass show. They literally ruined a great villain. Peace out, KZ.
You was renting forever for that show. You really hate that show.
Now you know. Now you know.